In the land of endless nights, we're bound to fight again. The clock resets our lights, a tale that never ends. Through the storms and fire's glare, we rise to face the fate. With courage in the air, forgetting yesterday. You've got time, all the time, to break the chains of fate. You've got time, all the time, to set the record straight. In every dawn we see a chance to try once more. With hearts unbound and free, we open every door. In the quest that never cease, we know what we must do. With spirit seeking peace, the reckless will be true. You've got time, all the time, to right the wrongs we've made. You've got time, all the time, to let the past just fade. You've got time, all the time, to break the chains of fate. You've got time, all the time, to set the record straight.
This party might die tonight. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to It's a Long Story, a place where we roll dice, we tell stories, and we create magic. Welcome, everyone. It's like it's been said, it's boys nice. Boys nice. It's boys nice.
Boys are nice.
Boys are nice.
Boys are nice. It's boys, and they are nice here in the at the D&D table with the Wreckless. Everybody take a look at your camera, wave, and say "Arr!"
Arr.
Arr.
Radishes.
I'm feeling very lonely over here.
Yeah, sorry. It's here, guys. It's in the middle of December, and boy, does my basement feel like it. For those that have no idea what the heck this is, hi. We're a D&D live stream that runs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, having 5 parties living, existing, breathing in the same homebrew world, the wonderful, beautiful world of Astera. Welcome.
So
we're gonna do it. We're gonna play some D&D. Just a quick update. The week and a half-ish from the 23rd all the way till the 1st, we are going to be off for a little Christmas break to give your DM a break, as well as trying to kind of prep some stuff for the new year. So we will not be streaming then, but we will be streaming up until that point. So, also, as always, if you're wanting to support the channel, the best way to do so is to like and subscribe where you're watching this, whether that is on YouTube or Twitch or something else that might pop. Who knows? Maybe someone's doing something else somewhere else. Someone's probably doing something somewhere else. You know what I mean?
it's likely.
It's
I
likely.
can't prove it.
But you can also check out our Instagram and TikTok down below at It's a Long Story _TTRPG. We have some cool clips of some of our favorite moments that Kay has so wonderfully provided. And feel free to like and follow there as well. Please and thank you. That's it. That's all I got for our messages and stuff. So before we begin tonight, we do need to get a recap of where we left off with the Wreckless. So, Evan, please take it away.
Yeah. So, last time? So yeah, we started out kind of sitting in the galley having a meal, and then we found like a ship's manual, and we kind of went through it and like encouraged the idea that if you don't do positions on a ship, if you just kind of do willy-nilly, you do whatever, that you're probably gonna die. So we kind of decided to follow the guide a little bit and assign some positions to everybody. Of course, Zed is captain, and Riyar is first mate. Kar and Nala are navigators. Yune's pilot. Kaelinor is boatswing or bosun, whatever you want to say. Ogra is sailing master. Kaelinor is weapons master. Riaris is also the ship's carpenter. Ogra is also the ship's surgeon. Yun is also the ship's quartermaster. And Kar is also the ship's shantyman. That does some stuff. So yeah, then Zed gave some gifts out to people, which was really nice. It's kind of a kind gesture by Zed, who's been pretty distant from people. Even gave Kaelinor a gift, even though their relationship is still fairly contentious, and it was a barnacled rope. So what a gift it was. It's a slightly magical, slightly enhanced item. It does stuff. Also, we determined that Nala is an independent contractor and is not beholden to the orders of Zed. Kara and Nala head off to check on Kobamu. And then Ogre makes a boat swing, and Yef showed up. He was like, "Hey, are you leaving soon?" And then, said that Carvis kind of wanted to see us, and he'd be there. And then he kind of he very strongly insinuated that he would like to be on the ship and come with us. However, it's probably a bad idea, as we're really likely to die at least once. And as far as I know, Yef doesn't know how to come back from the dead. So instead, Yoon gave him his one and only signet ring, which is sort of a sign of his family, and wrote him a letter, an introduction letter to some of the people he knows on the island of Faran to tell him to go have his own adventures. And, maybe we'll meet back up with him some other time and he can tell his own stories. Ogre asked for some medicinal herbs from Hilly, and then Kar and Nala get to Kobamu, who is just killing the shit out of a bunch of animals, but for sustenance. And then they eat those animals together, and Kar explains why cooking exists, why people would ever cook meat, and they kind of have a little bit of a bonding time over just eating meat. Nala admits that Kar and Nala are together for maybe the first time, and together as in a couple, as in romantically involved, boyfriend and bird friend and bird. All right, I'm going to move on from that.
There you
go. Back at the ship, Zed hears a noise, starts to investigate it, and can't seem to find what's going on. And an entire hour-long farce ensues, where Viaris and Zed spread not baking powder, flour just all over the place to try and, I guess, find tracks. Ogre turns into Pink Wolf to sniff things out, but sneezes all the flour away. There's a lot of stuff, and it's hilarious, and go watch it. And it turns out that it was just one of the ship's unseen servants. The ship has 4 unseen servants, and one of them, for some reason, developed sort of emergent properties from just the genius of Carvis's engineering, and got a sort of consciousness and sort of had an awareness of self, and had been basically just cleaning up after people, but in a somewhat noticeable way. He was kind of chagrined that he wasn't as unseen or unheard as he thought he should be, or they thought they should be, as it's just sort of a consciousness. We decided after Yoon suggested it they decided to accept the name Ulysses, which is a cool name, and it's it's awesome. Our ship has an AI, and its name is Ulysses, and it's it's really cool. So we hung out with it a bit, tried to let it know that it could make its own decisions, but it wants to clean, and they went off and I guess did their own thing eventually. Let's see, then where did we all kind of end up? Kara and Nala got back right at the end of that, and saw a lot of argument and ridiculousness, and Kar let us know what was going on with Kobamu, and then Kar and Butler. They're not a butler, all right? They can do what they want. I guess a butler can do what they want too. All right, but we don't pay them.
No, we're just gonna play card games with them.
I guess we'll see. The last thing was kind of Kar and Zed. Well, Zed called kind of Kar down to have a talk in secret about the Azure, the secretive organization that Zed is trying to find because he has a crush on one of the members. And Zed's trying to find out for all kinds of reasons. They did a lot of stuff in his timeline, and so they're kind of a secretive, possibly magical organization. And to find out that information, Zed's been doing anything he can, including picking up this gear, which is turns out it's basically just an open channel walkie-talkie to someone who claims to be like a janitor on Merlin Loke's ship over in the port of Castile, which is over in Faran, a 5-day journey away. And Zed told him he'd be there in 4 days. And then on an open mic, just also admitted that he was probably going to kill him after giving him the information, getting the information. And also, they probably heard lots of stuff we said over the last few days or however long that gear has been around, and know a lot about. Luckily, we didn't even know where we're going to go, so it's great. That chaos has helped us, and eventually, Carr convinced Zed to put the basically walkie-talkie gear away, and then very exhaustedly went to sleep and kind of snuggled up with Nala. And as Nala tried to research how the heck a ship could develop an AI spirit, and they went to sleep. And then so did we all, as far as I remember. Yeah, we all went to sleep, and that was pretty much the end of last session.
Oops, I got big thumbs. People have them.
So do we all.
Hold no walkie-talkie button. I believe there was clapping, right? Was there clapping involved?
Clapping involved in what?
What are you
Like
talking
a
about?
ballroom? There's clapping involved, I think.
The moment where you like immediately realize, like, oh man, I'm not ready
For
for
people
Drew's.
who realize that,
crazy.
2,000 points to you where the points don't matter. Congratulations.
Drew,
I hope someone
not a
out there gets
single
those points.
goddamn
I have no
person
idea.
on the internet knows what you're talking about right now. Not a single person.
If they
I
did,
have
they got
no idea.
2,000 points.
Okay.
Good job, random person.
But if they did watch every day, Monday through Friday, they would.
Points can be traded in for discounts at the IALS store, where we have merch and favors. We'll do you favors.
We'll do you favors.
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Unbelievable. And also very good job, Evan. Thank you so much. Anything else we need to add, friends? Drew, you're not allowed to talk. Anything else we need to add?
I don't
Cool.
think so.
All right, sweet. I think with that, you guys want to play some D&D?
Hey!
Hey, let's do it. I rolled a 14. Don't know what that was for. Let's go.
14 play D&D.
We'll find out later.
You passed the D&D DC.
I guess we get to play D&D.
Imagine if that's what you did every week. You're like, all right, guys, I rolled low.
Nope. All right.
Try next
Oh,
week.
Now
and with
one.
that, we'll call it.
Campaign over.
Yeah, so I rolled a 3 tonight, guys. Have a good night.
Sorry.
Anybody got the Bardic
I'm
card
sick.
ready?
As long
So I
as
rolled
you
a
don't ever
1.
roll Jack, we'd be okay. As long as Jack doesn't have to roll, we might survive.
100%.
Fantastic. All right. So I think without further ado, let's just jump right in. It's morning. Oh, you know what? Now I know what that 14 was for. It was to check in on the weather of the day. So 14's good. We're solid. It is 14's just one less than a 15, so we'll say it's a little bit cloudy. There's some clouds in the air. Maybe a little bit brisker than the normal sort of days in the tropical world. Let's just represent December a little bit. It's like 10 degrees colder than it normally would be. So as you
There's
all
a
are,
cloud over there, right, Joe?
there's a cloud for sure. It's over there, and it's coming. And there's a cloud over there, and it's going. Yeah, but yeah, you guys are. Let's just dive straight in, gang. You guys are waking up on the improved the Wreckless. How is your morning gone? What have you guys been doing morning wise?
Car's just probably flying around the ship, like around the top of it, just circling.
Cool, awesome. Like kind of like inspecting, admiring.
Admiring more than expecting, just kind of lazily just going circles, getting a little bit more air when I need to, but otherwise just gliding around in circles.
You got
Kind of, Car's having a really good time and enjoying himself. Everyone else is like, who died on the Wreckless? So
yeah, beautiful. I'll say, Car, give me a perception check then.
that was
You cut up there. Couldn't hear you.
13.
13. Cool. Yeah, with the 13, you notice that there are, I will say, how long do you think you've been doing this?
I mean, since I woke up, so it depends on how early it is. I probably get up soon after dawn. I'm outside. So
Yeah.
it's me. So whatever time it is, that long.
So would you say that like you spent like an hour, half hour?
Hour, sure.
An hour. Cool. So within that hour, you have seen about you saw there was one group that kind of came in all together, a bunch of orcs that were kind of like wiping their eyes and and getting ready to come into work, only to see the ship was done. And either forgetting that or whatnot, they just quickly just turned around and walked back to their house. They're not working today because the ship is still there, and there's nothing else to do.
And Car's like, oh, how nice. They have a day off.
You also see, and this might kind of spurn some excitement a little bit, you see what is at first kind of a blip over the wall of this or the like kind of like natural sort of like sand wall of this shipyard, but coming closer you see a darker skinned, somewhat rotund looking dwarf heading your direction, as looks like our good friend Carvis is making his way to the ship. He's a good distance away, but it's enough to be able to kind of like, if you would like to, just make sure that everybody is awake.
Is there any kind of bell on the ship? That's silly since Carvis made it, but do I know of a bell?
There is a bell on the ship, yes.
I will take to the ship and ring the bell in a steady but not obnoxious fashion.
Okay, cool. I like it. We'll say if you guys would like to, I'll say like it's loud enough that I would say that you all could choose to wake up to it or choose not to. So there's no perception check on that. So
I would like to have been awake as early as Carr got up. I think Ian got up to like look over all the ship's stuff, like to check out the gyroscopic, to be able to look at that stuff kind of by himself and like really examine it and like just look at the mechanisms. Obviously, I don't think he had the time to like look at everything, but what I'd like to do is roll stealth to be like right behind Carr when he rings the bell. Which is difficult because he was flying around, but I'd still like to at least roll the stealth roll to try and do that. So
you got it.
All right, let's see. All
Yeah,
right. Well, it was an 8, but perception.
Yeah, perception check. Go ahead. Well, I'll have you roll another one, Carr.
My perception was 13, but I'll see what I roll. Let me see.
You're looking at Carvis.
Wow, I rolled a 6.
Woo!
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. You do not feel very confident about this sneak up, but so far so good.
We have the tuning forks.
Oh,
Oh,
good morning. Hi.
good morning, Carr. I like the bell though. I like it. I think it's a good choice.
So
It's what you do on a ship.
Yeah, Carvis is coming.
Oh, yeah.
So the bell,
Yeah, always thinking about this. That's yeah, absolutely. I think he'll like that. We'll see if the other people get up.
Beautiful. Okay. Riaris, what are you doing?
Yeah, I also think I've been up pretty early, but I would have been spending time kind of in my room, in my chambers, kind of just watching the sunrise through the porthole. And I think when Riaris would have woke up, I would have taken both of these Solaris Lunaris out, just had them on the floor. I'm not wanting to actively do anything with them, but I'm kind of meditating and just kind of trying to empty my brain before going ahead with the day. And so I think I'm just kind of thinking in that world before I hear the bell. I think hearing the bell would probably snap me out to, okay, I guess everybody else is up. Time to kind of do this thing.
Do you? My brain's mush. Do you guys have two ones that you found above the surface, or one
Yeah,
of them
we
you
have
found
two
below?
Solaris Solaris and one Lunaris Solaris. So
Cool.
that's how
But I think
Uh,
Kaelinor has the
keep it
Lunaris Solaris.
exactly. Yeah, Kaelinor is the other one.
Cool.
The
Awesome.
underwater.
So as you do so, I'd say, Riaris, give me your choice, like Arcana, religion, as you place those two things together.
I think I'd probably go religion. I think that's more of the path he would think of rather than Arcana. Because I think Riaris probably
Yeah.
thinks a lot of Arcana is tied to religion. So I think that's what he would do.
Actually,
Man, that is a natural 20 for a 19.
Cool.
Woo.
So this is actually one of those very rare times where the answer would be the same. You as you set them both, let's say, how far apart do you set them?
Probably just a few feet. 3
Okay.
feet.
Cool. I truly, honestly cannot remember above board if we've figured this out yet. But as you set them in your room, there's a moment where you see the sun kind of like shining in. And I'll say with a nat 20, it's really hard to see, but you notice as the sun kind of reflects on one of the Solaris Lunaris, you actually see, or actually, sorry, it should be both of them. You actually see there's like, it's almost similar to like if you've ever seen similar to like a flashlight against smoke, where you see that like kind of like you can see like a little bit of a beam, but it's very, very slight, and you can only really see it because of the other sort of effects of the air around it. It's like that, and I'll say with a nat 20, you kind of get the urge to touch it. Have you guys figured this out yet? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go.
We haven't
very
experimented with it a
briefly.
lot.
No.
We kind of, yeah.
One of us did get teleported, but we
Yeah, I
don't know
think I did.
how.
Right,
Yeah.
but above
Yeah.
board, you guys figure this out.
Yeah.
Cool.
I do think I would have. Hopefully, this doesn't change. I probably would have tried to position myself between them, not like just as a way to, I think Riaris is in a state of mind of trying to understand the force and energy and general feeling between this, not necessarily trying to be a test subject, but I think
Okay.
he's trying to do that.
Cool. In that case, I will say, as you we'll say like you start with like kind of having in front, and then you kind of put yourself between them. You notice the beams seem to go out.
Seem to go out.
They seem to go out. Yeah. So you do learn from this that if there is something blocking the beams, this will not work. Anything other than air.
Cool. I think awesome. I'll just spend time with that, and then I hear the bell. I will put one of them in the hidey hole of the ship, and then put the other one in my bag.
Love it. Very nice.
I will head up. I will swing by the galley to ask to make some toast real quick, just so I can eat something. So I'm pretty hungry.
Okay. You got it. You hear a couple of ah! And from unless you speak primordial, then you get a very different response. But
I would definitely speak primordial to him for sure. I think I'd say good morning, good morning. How you doing?
you see the figure kind of like turn around as you like open the oven, like always looking like he was doing something embarrassing, and you like caught him in something. So he like kind of like immediately kind of freezes in there. Oh, good morning.
Good morning. It's okay. Did I catch you at a bad time?
Oh, of course not. How can I be of help?
Could you just toast this bread real quick?
Absolutely. Could you close the door? uh, you actually, I'll say you close the doors. Oh, sorry, leave the bread.
Oh, yeah, right. Go get slice up. I'll take a couple slices. Just bring up whoever else might want it. So toss,
Beautiful. Yeah, you put them in the oven. About a minute goes by, and you see him kind of like pop out of the oven. Uh, there's no magic about it here. You see him pop out of the oven, take the toast out, put them on separate plates, and just literally like take butter out of the cupboard and just start spreading. It's like there's that moment where you're like, oh, I could have done this.
Yeah, like you don't. Oh, I mean, you're already doing it. I guess that's.
Oh,
Thanks.
it's fine. There you go.
Can I ask you a question real quick? Do you have a name, or is there something else I could call you? Respectfully.
Ah, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, back to the oven. You just go in head first. Just close back up.
You want me to close this? Oh, okay. Great. Just kind of give another a second half glance and then take the plate and go up.
Cool. You got it. I think in this moment you see Kaelinor kind of like walk in, just kind of stretch her arms out and say good morning, and just takes a piece of toast and just kind of like goes back to her room.
Good morning. The bell up. Whenever you're ready. Okay.
Zed, what's your morning like?
Oh, Zed heard the bell, and he ignored it. He went back to sleep.
Okay. All right. Easy enough.
I did do the roll because I didn't do anything with my dagger, and I got a 16, so I passed by 3.
I have no idea what the roll means.
For necrotic damage.
Cool. You got it.
He didn't attack anybody last. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Bleed anybody. Yeah.
So I'll say, like, if you can tell me the name, like, because there's a name for that thing, right? That's something I can look up.
The name is Cursed Thirst for Violence.
Thirst for Violence. Perfect.
Yeah.
What was wrong with me when I made that? Okay.
Totally fine item, guys. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
No worries.
It's fine.
No, it's good.
Beautiful. So you just turn back over, sleep on your sheets that are definitely untouched. So I think Riaris and Yoon and it's just a very like weird, lazy morning for. I think it's really like maybe some of it is just like recognizing like, wow, this has actually been a really good sleep, and I hope it is still just as good even when we're on the water, like that sort of thing. Maybe just appreciating one last night's sleeps before the water kind of gently rocks the boat. Well, some people like that. So, without as you guys come up, so I'll say all 3 of you are up here. You see Carvis come up on board. Roll something for him. Okay, great. You see him kind of come up and just. Oh, it's steep, right? Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Carpus.
Toast. Anybody want any toast?
Hi.
Oh yeah, I'll have a piece.
There you go.
I'm fine. Well, is today the day?
Yes, I think so. I'm not quite sure how we're going to get the ship from here to the water.
How far away is the ship from the
From
water?
the water? I'd say about 300 feet.
Okay.
It's varying between 300 to 400 feet, right?
Then Carr remains silent and waits for Carvis to say something.
Well, yeah, I guess it would probably be good to probably round up the other orcs and just make sure we can we have the tools. It's just getting enough people to bring this
Oh,
massive brigantine out to
how'd they
sea.
have the day off? They were walking here, but then they just turned around.
Oh, those lazy. Well, I'll get
I just
okay.
figured it was a day off for them. I'm sorry. I would have said
Okay.
something to them.
No, that's fine. I'll get what's his name on it?
Yes, what's his name?
Yes.
Is it Drekka?
Drekka, thank you.
Well done.
No.
We're also happy to help. I mean, we'll do anything needed to get underway.
Oh yeah, you know what? Sure, that's that could probably we could probably use the help. Yes. First things first. Car, I'm so sorry. I've totally forgot over the past couple of days, but I did have something for you. There was
No?
some talk in some of the plans on trying to make sure that there was a more defensive capabilities for your hollow bones.
Yeah, my feathers are kind of they don't work very well.
Yeah. I don't. You see, like he says hollow bones and like did like the jokey sort of thing, but there's a little bit of him of like that's funny to joke about, right? That's okay.
Also, is it true?
And Car's like, that's biology. Yeah, no, that's okay.
Okay, great.
It's,
Okay,
it's just a difference between
so I do have these, and it's a you see him present you what looks to be I think at first you actually see like it yeah, he's not a big proponent of like flair. So I think as far as like performance of it. So I think what he does is he actually just kind of pulls out from a burlap sack two sort of odd looking bracelets. They seem to be like gold and they have this like kind of like a very intricate sort of woven shape, but they're about this thick. So there you go. That might help.
I look. He looks at his wrists and his ankles. He's like,
Which ones they go on?
Well, actually, yeah, that's just kind of completely up to you.
Oh, huh.
and so Carl will put them on his ankles.
Hell yeah.
For some reason, it
interesting.
struck me as like when you banned birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's something about it. Yeah, it's cool. It's 100%.
No,
yeah.
I love that. It's so good because it's like yeah. So as you see them put on, they kind of like these anklets now. You see them actually immediately like kind of like in this weird sort of like kind of it's a little shocking and like it seems like it's like dangerously fast as you see it seem to spread out almost like a slinky being pulled up, and you notice that the intricate sort of like carvings actually kind of make out to be like a sort of not a webbed sort of shape, but this very intricate design that seems to kind of like spiral around your legs.
That's very pretty.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not just pretty. They're to help you. They'll know what to do, so they'll get in the way. It might make you a little topsy turvy, but
Oh,
I'm sure you can find the right way up.
thank you.
As above board, they are braces of defense.
Oh, braces on my legs now. Okay, they're
Yeah.
anklets of defense.
Anklets of defense. Yeah.
Shin guards. Yeah.
Said more armor, please.
There's also like there's a very cool thing that when you look up the bracelet of defense on D&D Beyond, it was one of those things where I saw the design of them and I was like, yeah, that's perfect. I don't have to change a thing about that. It's beautiful.
Mm.
So I could add that to my stuffage.
Yeah.
You can equip it.
Thank you.
You're getting
Well,
so
as soon
much
as I add it, I
stuffage.
will.
You do.
Is that a
You
Yeah.
you do have to attune to it. That's the
Okay.
only thing.
I will spend some time doing that as the day progresses.
Mm.
Well,
Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Yeah, Carves, you're seemingly endlessly generous, and your work is, frankly, endlessly fascinating. We appreciate everything you've done.
Oh, don't.
More than we can say.
I mean, thank you. I appreciate it. Having good sleep. Pretty much slept the entire time. So it was a good, 14 hours.
Yeah,
You needed it.
I know. I had a friend who worked similarly. He wasn't, your equal, but had a similar schedule.
Yeah. A little too much for my olden years, but I feel like I have a little more of some white around this brown. But all for a good cause, right?
It's distinguishing.
Yes. Now the ship is nigh. Well, can't say it. If you say it, curse it. Yeah. Wait.
Impregnable?
It'll come true. Yes, we'll say that. We'll say
Yeah.
that. Please don't sink the ship.
What's going on up there? There's a lot of talking.
Oh, look who's up.
Oh, Zed. Morning.
Toast? Is there any toast?
I got toast. We got some
What-
toast
what-
left. You want some toast?
What are you guys toasting to?
Is
Like
it on
bread.
purpose? Is it like you always take the opposite meaning from, it's breakfast time? Like there's a lot of context here, Zed. There's
It's toasted bread. Is all. it is.
Oh,
Just-
food toast, not celebration. Gotcha.
right.
I mean,
all
it's
right,
like
I'm
7 in the
coming up.
morning. I mean,
You just see him just clawing up on top of the deck to get up to the hole.
Beautiful. You come running up, and let's say also at this point in time, you see Ogre, who has been up for some time. You guys didn't even necessarily, I'd say she was kind of like harder to spot, as like her pink hair matches the pink of the tree, so she's probably just been sitting the whole time. So she kind of comes running over, and Carvis sees her and goes, "Oh, Ogre. Yes, great. I have some things for you. Apparently you sent Yef on an errand, and well, he came to me a little embarrassed by one of the requests. He wouldn't really talk about it, but it looks like you got some seeds here, or something. There's little packets of." And you see Ogre just go like, "Mine!" Grabs him and runs off to the garden.
Feeling very gobbling this morning, I see.
Yeah. Well,
Ah.
You get the I thought you asked for it was like bed sheets or something. I think maybe
sail,
like
right? We wanted some sail.
Well, she ordered a flag. I think it was for a flag, which is, I mean, you can use sail material, but you can also use like you can use silk, you can use other but bed sheets, I mean, unless I guess if Philly had silk bed sheets, then that would, I think she just was excited to try and make a flag for the ship, and
well, have you opened the crate of holding yet?
So what?
above board, did we? I thought we found like 2,500 gold in there or something like that.
No, he gave you the gold. He just straight up
Oh, you
gave
just
it to you,
gave
I
it.
think.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
that was in the Christian. Okay.
Oh, I've been so fascinated by all of the. I just haven't had time to get to everything yet, but I haven't opened it yet. No.
Let me hold you there. I mean, it's not that exciting, but there's plenty of like canvas, extra rope, things like that. I need to.
I mean, it's a pocket dimension, so there's that. But it's yeah. It kind of fascinating to somebody who doesn't see that every day. It's certainly compared to
Well,
the yeah.
that is a story. Let me tell you. When I was younger, my brother, he's no longer with us, but my brother thought it would be funny to take the family enchanted bag of holding and put it over me.
Enchanted. Oh, speaking of that, we did meet.
Okay, all right. I guess I'm done with that story.
Well, I would.
We did meet one of your friends, your helpers that has conscious now.
What?
Yeah, one of your servants that you put on the ship has like a conscience. Like
Oh, the unseen servants. Yeah, yeah.
yes.
One of yeah. Oh, I guess that is sort of we should have maybe led with that. One of them has become self-aware.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it
got
took up a
Nala
name.
pretty messed up. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah. We kind of suggested it a name, and it decided it would be called Ulysses. And
Very
I
nice.
mean, it
He's
might
very
be.
nice.
He's very nice. Yeah. To be honest, I think we might be able to. Ulysses, are you around? Do you want to? I mean, you as always, you can talk and do what you will.
unfortunately, no response.
Okay, well now
Just bend down into the hole of my room. Ulysses, you stay out of my room.
I hope I've built
up
enough trust to not seem crazy. We've got the whole crew. Can we talked
So-
to it? Yeah.
Would that be like a child you made or something?
You see him.
Like-
You see him
It's
start to kind of like extend
not
some what looks to be like plan like notebook sort of things, but it's actually just notes that are extended out. And actually, it's pretty much just like a blueprint of the ship. So he extends that out, but like has all these like sort of scaled like sticky note sort of things that he has attached to us. And is fully ignoring any question as he's trying to figure out how he created life.
All right. Well, we've locked him down now. That's gonna
Yeah.
Oh
So
man. So does that mean he's got 2 kids now, right?
it's
Car-
it's not a kid.
Car walks away
I mean, how do it? You never
And-
know. I mean, they
and
come in
finds
different
a
shapes.
stool and puts it behind him and pats him on the shoulder and walks away.
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
Shapes and forms. I mean, what kind of toast is this? Rye?
Oh.
I like rye toast. It's good.
I like pumpernickel.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah, I mean, I could appreciate
Yeah.
someone
Oh,
who
you make like,
Yeah,
like a Reuben
This
out
is
of
a
it.
sourdough, but I'm sure we could get
Oh,
more.
with
I just
sourdough
grabbed
stuff.
the
I
first
mean,
thing.
bread is one of the best things in the whole world.
Oh yeah, bread and cheese.
Yeah,
How-
I
how-
didn't ask for cheese. Just put butter, which is fine.
It's fine.
by me, but
Yeah.
sure.
There's
Ah.
only a few
Cheese
cheeses.
down
Yeah.
Hey, but which kind of butter is this? Like cow butter, goat butter? Is it one of those? The other butter?
I haven't seen any
I-
cows, but
Yeah, I didn't ask or
There
or
is
care,
there's a
but
quick
that'd be
second
cool.
of like this like green sort of magic that seems to kind of push out from him like an orb kind of extending out very quickly. Like, you guys can continue your conversation. Just happens in the middle of it.
is that? Nope. He's still no. He's still in it. He's still in it. Figuring.
Oh yeah,
it's-
he's going deep in. Yeah,
okay.
watch.
Yep.
You know the
Uh,
funny
there
thing,
he goes.
you could
Well, maybe
actually
we're not
roll
gonna
him
leave today,
and
and he's just gonna do this for
No,
a while.
we'll find it. I mean, we could ask people to go too. Yeah, we could just. I mean, how far was the tele? I don't want to. I've been considering it, but I don't want to. It's once every 3 days, and
Oh, the teleport? That's 120.
Yeah.
It won't be far
Oh.
enough.
no, not far enough. Yeah, well, maybe
they
that's
must
yeah.
have a way.
I just didn't want to use it because it seems like more of an emergency thing, and if once every 3 days means we should maybe keep it. Also, we need to make sure. I'd like to make it so that we need 2 of us to activate that, so that we don't just like activate
I
it by
agree.
accident or on a whim, or if somebody
What?
is charmed or possessed, that's we still need 2
Can you
people to
accidentally
do it.
teleport a ship?
Well, if it's a lever,
If it's just
then
a
I suppose
thing,
yes.
right?
It depends what it is. If it's just
Oh,
like
all right.
something you have to channel some energy into, or who knows. I haven't actually found it yet.
All right.
yeah. Too bad ships don't fly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, there's 2.
Did
There's
you know
2?
you can like rotate him upside
just
down
above.
in that bubble?
He walks further out of the way.
I did want to ask. So the you know, the device we have 2 of them. The the SLs, I suppose we could call them.
The
Do we want to leave them with
SLs.
Carvis?
You forgot the name, didn't you? You forgot the name.
No, I just
Oh,
feel
what are we-
like
I mean,
you
it's
know,
fine.
What are we talking about?
this is something that pertains to the the
God,
world and its
I've only
end, and we might
been
want to
with
be
you
a
all
little
for,
bit
like,
more.
2 or 3 days. What are you talking about?
When did we learn about
Oh,
these?
I'll be happy to tell you. Like maybe if we go in this, I just want to be. It's something that's a little bit more, classified
I don't.
or.
Not for
Well, you
Top
don't know
Jack.
about secrets or things that sometimes you want to make sure that if it's something that will get everybody killed, that you don't just yet say in the open air. You don't know about. That's a concept you're unaware of.
Ah.
Yeah, we'll tell you. I'm happy to tell you. I just think we should go into the ship first.
Regardless, why is Yoon being so weird about this?
No, I think Yoon makes a lot of sense, actually,
Oh.
here. We don't really... we need to tell you about it. I didn't think that you wouldn't know, but now you probably wouldn't know, so we should tell you about it.
Yeah, why don't we? I mean,
Are you thinking, Yoon, of leaving one? I think that might actually be a
that's
pretty good idea.
that's yes.
I did,
that's what I was
I
going to
did
ask.
learn today, we just need to make sure nothing blocks. So wherever...
That's going to
you know,
be real hard
Carvis
for me
probably
across
has
the
a pretty
sea.
high tower, but,
Well, yeah.
wherever we are. So...
At least we don't have to deal
Oh.
with sort of the curvature of the Earth.
I lost interest. Anyways,
okay.
We'll tell you
Yeah,
anyway.
well, if you gain
eventually.
interest, we can tell you.
We
You
want
should
you to
know
know
about
that.
it.
yeah,
It's
you
not a
can
secret
tell
from
me.
you.
You can tell me later.
We'll tell you later. It's
It's
important
fine.
for you to know. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Well,
We
when
don't want to
Carvis
keep any
comes out or
secrets from
whatever
you,
he's
but
doing.
you know.
Uh,
3.
3.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
3.
he's counting
3
up.
total servants, or we have 3
Oh.
sentient servants now.
Wait a minute. Yep.
He just turned somebody invisible, and they've been messing
Do they
with us.
does oh, it's looking at me. No, it's okay. You're fine. Why don't you... What's their name?
Ulysses. If they want it. We're not, forcing a name on anybody.
Ulysses. Come over here. I think I figured out. And you see him kind of like clamber back into you see like the green sort of, and also it's like it's spread out to basically the distance of the whole ship. So now he's like kind of like holding it out as he's walking. I guess she looks really funny doing it. All right, well, that's probably.
Do you want like help holding that out? Would that be easier?
I don't think
Oh,
you can
no.
just like hold your.
He kind of like wipes it out and all of a sudden just. So, well, this I don't know if that's where he is now. That's where that's where they are. That's where I left them. But so you have 3 unseen servants, or technically 2, unless.
So we had 4, and just one of them was Ulysses. Have we lost some?
Did Ulysses eat one?
Are they whining?
Yeah, I muted.
Are they
I muted
being
Jack.
consumed?
It's all good. What? So no, I don't. Does Ulysses consider himself an unseen servant?
I think
I mean,
so. He was
technically.
mad
He
at
said he
being
likes
seen
cleaning.
and
That's what he
noticed.
said. He
Definitely, yeah. He
Yeah.
considered himself an unseen servant.
But he
Yeah,
definitely
he felt
said
it
he
was
was
important to
different from the
be
others. They
right.
didn't
He felt
respond to
different
him
from
or-
the others. Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't
Right,
like
yes.
the
Well,
the
that's
ship
the thing.
top duties.
But so I think what may have happened. So the good news is your ship isn't like cursed with a ghost of someone who lost their. They're definitely spell. Sort
Hard
of.
to be, yeah.
So, so have you ever heard of the saying of putting a hat on a hat?
Yeah, it's in improv groups and stuff. You hear it. I mean, I never done
yeah.
that.
I had a captain like that a long time ago. Captain's hat on a captain's hat.
Yeah, and that seems kind of
Literal.
superfluously silly and ridiculous and all
I
that.
don't know. I kind of like the title of double captain.
Right. Well, apparently that's what we have here. I accidentally cast it twice in the same spot.
So two of them combined somehow.
Seems like that.
All right.
So you're saying you can combine so many of them that they can be like a sentient, full working being?
I would.
Well, most of the time when most spellcasters cast one, the other disappears. So it's very unlikely that that happens, especially in the idea of space being it could be as big or as small as it wants to be. But apparently I I split that arrow, so it's weird. But not a ghost or a poltergeist or any
Oh no, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
Hard to check.
Is
But
Is
he's very
there-
nice. He's very nice. I like him.
I like
Seems
him.
rather shy.
anything we need to look out for? Murderous intent, secretly?
I mean, yeah, you're kind of it's God in a way, so it might be, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I thought
I
of
could see why it
dead,
would be
but I
shy.
guess that could work too.
No, not that I can determine. To be honest with you, we're kind of in a very weird state when we talk about magic being an extremely volatile and at times inexplainable sort of thing. So for me to absolutely 100% assure you that this being won't be infected or affected by something that changes its thoughts towards harming you.
Keep the ship clean.
Yeah, I'm.
Is there anything we could do to make it feel, I don't know, more at home on the ship, or make it feel safer, or I mean, it's now a sentient living thing. Like I told it didn't have to clean anymore, although it finds its purpose in cleaning, and that's perfectly
Oh
acceptable.
yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I probably. I mean, I don't. I to be honest with you, you're asking me about
We're in some
theoretical physics. I mean, I have no clue exactly what would happen, but I do imagine if it was built for a purpose and then doubled on the idea of that purpose, it really wants to fulfill that purpose.
So what you're saying is we could train it to use weapons so it can make a mess when somebody breaks onto our ship, and then it can
Oh my
clean up the
god.
mess.
I think more along the lines that it wants to
think it can
serve,
hold
and it
anything.
wants
Try to
to
give it something.
It's like a self-defense cleaning.
But
I don't have to answer that one, right?
No,
No,
you don't.
no.
I encourage that we let it be and let it do what it wants to do, as it's just another person who can do what it wants to do. But if it wants to help, then great.
Give it a dagger to stab during a fight if it wants to help.
And if you want, whatever you want to do, if you want to do it, then great as well, I suppose.
I think if you do that, he's probably just going to put it away.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna-
there might be an
that might-
enemy
that
in the
may be-
way of
And
putting it
if it's
away.
more than about 5 pounds, he's not going to be able to lift it. I think. Well, maybe it's 2. He could lift even more. I don't know. I
Well,
don't know how it works.
I think that is an interesting sort of quandary. I think one of the interesting things about it is that I made the unseen servants to be able to work with the enchanted parts of the ship, and in a weird way, the ship itself is an enchanted part of the ship, but I don't think anything else that would be on it that would be. It's designed to be able to work on the ship and clean and make sure the ship is tidy and good, so it's able to interact with those things. I don't know if it's
Oh.
able to interact with anything else.
So you're saying I get some of the extra fabric, wrap it
I'm-
around the hilt of my dagger, and then I
You
can
s-
move it.
You start a sentence, and I know,
He's
and I
always
know
thinking.
the answer.
Ah.
Oh, speaking of having no idea, or having no manual for things,
Yes.
well, I guess, hey, thank you for the. Did you leave the manual on the ship? The ship sort of was that just kind of here? We found a kind of guide
Yeah,
to
like how to be a ship.
how
Oh,
to. Well, yeah,
crew.
maybe do a ship. Oh, yeah.
Crew.
Right. Yes. I. Yeah. That may be worth something someday. That was that was an old pamphlet when I was sailing. But yeah, I hope it was useful for you. It might be a little dated, but
Well, I mean,
Can you tell us why the words are pronounced the way they are? Because they're spelled one way and then they're just said another way. Is that like a translation error?
oh, was it in a different? Was it in Dwarven? I didn't realize.
No, it's just
think
that
so.
I mean, it's some words.
It's-
Sailors just like to shorten words, and we had a confusion with boatswain and boatswing and bosun and
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess that's completely up to you. Although I would say, it's kind of the vernacular is typically bosun. So.
Oh. Yeah, and thanks for trying to work on the bracelet.
Yes. So where did you find it?
Well, from what they've been saying, it's from my timeline, and it was made for me. I didn't technically find it.
Carvis in your timeline made that for you or somebody else?
We'll say somebody with the same qualities and abilities as him made it, but I do
There's
not know
no one
them.
else in the world with the
There's-
same qualities and abilities as Carvis.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's very kind of you.
Mm,
As he doesn't
I mean-
deny that.
Carver's. I
mm,
mean,
I mean, yeah. So, I guess just trying to like even charge it or even a power source to bring with was not working.
No, it was very. What's the word for it? It just seemed extremely alien. Even the substance of what it was made out of. It felt, like a sediment, but it's strangely light. Unfortunately, yes, I was able to determine that it is some sort of form of teleportation magic, but that unfortunately was as far as I was able to get.
Is there anybody that you know of that might be able to help, or any field that might be able to help further?
My dear boy. No.
Everybody
check.
learns from somebody.
I do
Well,
have
some people are
I do have
self-taught.
friends that are good at things, but enchantments are my thing. So that's yeah.
If you want, if we get to Faran and get to Chukan, we can check the library there. And it's not the greatest library in the world. But it has a lot of books passed through Faran. A lot of books. And the Aurelian family has been collecting them for many, many years. So there might be something, but we're not great at organizing. Leo's tried to do it, but then everybody tries a new system every time, so we never come up with a
Speaking of that.
consistent. Yeah.
When you were talking about that, I was gripping my front armor so tight. It's just like, because that's where the
Okay.
gear is. I wanted to do that
Oh.
just because of
It's just
what happened last night with Carr. Like above board, what happened last night with Carr.
What?
I was gripping the armor just so to block
okay,
out everything.
but like that's very. Zed, are you all right? You seem
hey.
you're hugging yourself like you're nervous or
No, the armor gets a little itchy, you know. Walking around, just leather armor, get all the sweats and everything. It just.
You gotta make
gotta-
vents. I learned. Kaylin,
Yeah,
you gotta vent it.
Oh,
That's what you
vents. Ah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I usually just water it out, you know.
how inventive, yeah.
Zed, how you in your other timeline you were 3 years above us. How long into that did you get that bracelet? I mean, we're talking about a substance that doesn't exist now. Maybe that can help us.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
I
don't know
just-
if we mentioned that.
I don't know if you did either, but that means that this Zed is actually 3 years older than the Zed that.
And has some knowledge of
Yeah.
possible futures.
By the way, yes.
Wow,
Sorry.
that's so you.
Mm,
That's strange. That I mean, obviously, there's a lot of that's strange about that. But the idea of you being able to be a different age coming into this timeline.
mm.
It struck me as odd.
I guess it would be around 2.5 years, maybe.
It's just that I assumed that like if I don't know if I guess time doesn't have to happen concurrently, but if there's other that they would be going along the same time that is or either they're not like they're out of sync or Carr can time travel. So
So if one had a connection to
I don't know
that,
if it's me time traveling or Riaris.
oh yeah.
I was just talking. He kind of guided that whole thing.
so
Well-
theoretically, that means that someone would be able to. I think we may have just kind of stumbled into some immortality.
Well,
sort of.
now that we
Well,
have
also-
all this done,
Can go forward, can you go backward?
in my
Can you go
timeline,
backward?
Carvis,
Back.
all of them died. You helped me bury them.
Yes,
You helped
yes,
me out
yes,
a
hold
little
on,
bit.
but yes, but
But if we could bring him, if we brought him back, and we brought him before he had come here, then he would be in his timeline before he left his timeline and could
right.
possibly stop himself from leaving the timeline, which would mean he never came back to the timeline, and then, or he could stop all of us from dying in his. If that's either, that's a possibility, which I.
Is
Or
But
there's
then not
something
only could
out
you
of
live,
sync.
not only could you live forever, you could also always live the same age. You could be exactly the same. Was it Riaris or Carr that?
I think it was
Yeah,
maybe a
both of
team
us.
effort, and whatever's going on underneath the booty bay, I suppose.
And quite frankly, I don't want to do it again. No offense, Riaris.
Yeah.
No,
I would
we
say
won't ask
No,
you.
we
you know,
haven't
for this-
talked about it probably for a reason.
you?
But,
This whole team up here,
yeah.
obviously very useful for bringing some. I would be very cautious, as there might be a lot of very very powerful people that would want you to have.
Yoon and I talked about it because if there's somebody that can destroy my world, if they both can hop timelines, doesn't that mean that something that's destroyed my timeline can hop timelines?
Well,
and just
Sure.
start
Yeah, I
taking
mean,
over?
going into
Well, sure,
specifics, yeah, that
yeah.
could be a.
There's
That
also
could be a.
infinite number of pairs of us that have already done it before for other reasons.
Yeah,
I'm still not on board with this infinite timelines.
Oh,
You know,
well, that's
a lot
okay.
of timeline theory is you know the
You weren't
but
there.
I guess
some
what I'm saying.
worlds theory.
One thing I just want to make sure that I'm very clear with you guys on is that let's say that both of you got mind controlled, right? Riaris and Carl all of a sudden are now working for king or queen or blah 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 of whatever dimension or the material plane or whatever. You would be probably you would be forever, enslaved or treated like, but I wouldn't, you don't want to. That would be. I just look out for that. Anyone who's like really, really strong and they ask for a favor, just just be careful.
Well, I certainly hope no one else heard us talking about that.
So
Is that
does
maybe we should keep that under wraps from now
You
on.
mean like that cog Zed has?
what?
What?
But cog? What?
You have a cog?
That thing,
That thing you bought from from Yef?
Yeah.
So does this mean I have
What
to
about
stay
it?
in this timeline?
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna because if you don't let him finish, then you'll never get what
Hey,
you want.
I'm gonna do a quick timeout. I'm gonna say, Drew, above board, you got to join the conversation. Okay, you're continuously shooting off other tangents. You gotta. We're all here, bud. Come with us over here. So we're talking about the gear.
Yeah.
Well, what? Yef, what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a gear from him.
He was selling some stuff at Beach Day. You know.
Oh,
some
yes,
of
like the useless
Yeah.
junk.
Everyone
and,
stop.
some of it,
Everyone
right?
stop.
Okay.
You too. You too. You're everyone.
Okay.
The cog is always on, and the person on the other side can listen. So before
What?
you say too much of anything else, the cog is always on, and whoever's on the other side can always listen.
Well, who's on the other side?
Who's on it? What?
You see Carvis just right in the air and like manages to be able to kind of keep those letters like sort of like let me see it.
Mm.
Zed, what is he talking? What is this?
No,
the cog?
hold on,
Who
hold
are
on.
you
Hold on. Just everybody slowly pulls it out.
I take a very angry bite of toast.
Just hold it. Hey, just doing a check-in. Are you there?
I'm gonna grab it from him at that point. I'm gonna attempt to grab it from him at that point.
Yeah, go for it.
So, what are we? Sleight of hand or?
Yeah, sleight of hand against sleight of hand.
I got a 12.
I got a 14.
good. I'm going to give Carr beginner's luck. Is that what were you rolling? Because I thought I saw a roll from you. That's all.
From me? No.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
No,
so
that
it was a
me.
roll from
I
before.
saw it from Zed.
Yep. So
Zed, you see Yoon
yeah.
try to kind of grab out of your hands. You're able to withstand that. You're saying something into it. What are you saying?
I'm just saying, hey, just check up. You there?
Okay. No response. I thought we were trying to stay silent.
We are, and I don't.
Zed, let me see it.
Hands it over. You know, that was some really thick sourdough. That was really good.
Yeah, the thick toast is definitely.
Yeah, he's gonna check
this is,
every
analysis.
little bit of it. Yeah.
The toast, yeah, checking the toast.
No, he's not checking the toast. He's checking the gear. I was checking
That's
the
like
toast.
you really just don't get any context whatsoever. Is that a thing? Is it a sea elf thing?
No, it's a loan for 3 years type of thing.
Oh nope, yeah, that's pretty fair. That is pretty fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to while he's looking this? Who are you? Can we go over here and away from that? What is this? What is happening, Car? What is happening right now? What
Yeah,
is?
go over there.
There's a
Go over
Can
there.
we talk about this away
okay.
from
Okay, we're
whatever
going
this-
over here.
And I'll stand between I'll stand between Carvis and that group so I can hear Carvis if he calls on us, but I can hear the other group while they're talking.
Right, because we're also asking you questions.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that way I can like.
Yeah, I want to.
cool.
Yeah, not be
Yeah.
right next to it.
I'm just gonna lean into Car and I'm gonna whisper, "This involves Nala's past," and I'm just gonna walk away.
And as
I
he
want
walks
to
away,
listen because
out
I am right
loud,
there. Can I hear
I
this?
think I look at him and to the back of his head. It's like,
Yeah, I pay attention. I'm aware.
What?
Okay, so are you like literally walking away, like down into
No,
the
no.
ship, or just away in
No,
general?
I'm
Okay,
walking
okay.
over to where he pointed. Like I just
Okay,
walked past
yeah.
him, whispered it.
So you got it from I mean, if you got it from Yef, I mean, it's got to be. It goes to someone on the island. Is just like talks to somebody, and it's always on.
I guess it is, but I mean, I've only been around talking about flour, and I don't like the Marlin loaf.
We've been around you. I just talked about like the somewhere we might go, and also the fact that
The
we have
fucking
two people
things.
who like time who like is both traveled timelines, and so that's not super great.
Do you
if
know
not,
who
we
you're
just
talking
need
to?
Do you know who it went to?
But in case of anything, they know where we're going, but they don't know where else we can go. So
It's they.
them, they, whoever, send them on a goose chase.
But who are you talking about? Who is on the other? Like, Carvis is gonna find out.
What was the name he gave me? Where was it? In notes.
I didn't make this.
Okay, well, that's another clue to it not being very good. You can't tell where it goes to, can you?
I can
And
tell
or
you
cut
it's-
it off.
I can tell you it's dwarven. I can probably dispel it.
Like, well, if Zed, it's yours, but we need to know how to turn it off or who it went to. We've given information now to somebody we don't know. We're putting the entire crew's life is in danger because of this device, and that's fine. You didn't know, but I need you to tell me who it went to.
It was some guy over in, what was it, Faran? Where we were heading?
Faran, the island we're not going to. Doesn't matter at this point.
Would never
Yes,
go there. Heard nothing but bad things.
Yeah. So he was going there. I was gonna buy it from him, and
Buy what from him?
The
You
other
can
game.
be-
True,
you are
true.
allowed
Above
to-
board,
Inside
man.
check.
You gotta give them something at this point, man.
Oh,
This
I
is-
can't remember the guy's name. I don't have it written down.
We'll just say that out loud.
Well, there are facts about him you could remember, or
It was
anyway.
like Malcolm or something. But
Was it?
No, like I don't have notes of his name. He told me his name.
It's fine. It's Mark. Just
Yeah,
the
I
name
believe it.
doesn't
I
matter
believe it
unless
was
it's in-
Marcus, but the name is not as important. Drew. I'm talking to you. You gotta help. You gotta be with the group, man.
I don't know. He said he was over there and he was mopping a ship that was a Merlin
I'm
loaf
gonna
ship,
have you just.
but he's
That-
not
That's a
Merlin.
Merlin. Oh fuck!
Well, I said I was gonna
Fuck.
maybe kill him like 70%.
It's
Yeah.
we have to go soon. We have to leave now. Carvis, how soon can we leave?
I don't want. We don't want. Why do we want
Soon.
that back?
Is it on still?
No, there is something very important that we need it for.
What?
I can dispel it. Well, hold on. And above board, I'll say, because we'll take a quick pause here. Above
Mhm.
board, someone has something that does have a like silence spell on it, right? that like can activate.
Ogre has the
Ogre.
orb. Yeah.
But couldn't we also put it above board? Couldn't we put it in that chest and it wouldn't hear anything?
Yeah, there's
But
like
they
certain
don't-
places you could put it that you would like the that you would assume like spell wise it can't reach that far out to that. That's yes, the silent sphere. So so I'll just tell you that's what Carvis suggests.
Okay.
Or I'd destroy it.
I would
Zed, I
throw
know
it off the ship, but
there's a lot of things going, and I get why you don't trust us, and you're doing your own thing to get your own answers, and that is fine.
All right,
But
Car,
you need to
if
tell us
Nala,
what you need this for. What is you need
Car,
to help us, please.
if Nala gets mad at me, it's not me. It's you. She's
Nala
gonna
gets
get
mad at everybody. It's fine, Zed. Just
Wait,
what is
hold
going
on.
on right now?
Well, this involves her past.
what do you mean?
Okay.
What is
So-
happening?
Look, you're allowed to have your secrets, but if you're gonna share. Otherwise, like.
Okay, so there's a great underground like group of wizards that from my timeline were wanting me to go and kill everybody, and they were trying to prevent the world from being destroyed, possibly creating their own monster to take over the world maybe. But
Pretty
they were the
cool,
best
yeah.
bet, and they were the strongest people I knew of that invented a bracelet for me to teleport from place to place to go kill people, and then they would have me teleport
the
back and
bracelet
they'd
came from?
refill it.
Okay.
And Carvis never heard of them from my timeline, and they were very scary, very powerful, and told me nothing on the information I ever wanted because they used me as a kill lead.
Okay, I mean that sounds. I'm sorry, but also kind of cool.
And the
you're
order
looking
was
for them
called-
here?
The order was called the Azure.
Ogre.
Mm.
See,
Uh,
this
Ogre
is the
comes
kind
running
of
over.
thing that we shouldn't. Oh my god.
Yeah, so Ogre comes running over. Can I borrow your room? Yeah, and like just sound spheres it.
Mm.
Okay, continue.
So yeah, the order is called the Azure, and
Oh yeah, that was
they
Yeah, I
work
think I
in
talked to
silence.
Nala about that. There was Hilly. There was something about the Booty Bay ownership where there were a bunch of people there who all wore blue, wore azure colors. And then
Yeah. So
yeah.
they did something to her, and she can't remember. So she's probably up there, stewing like crazy, and
Things. One, you are extrapolating a lot about why
A
she
lot
can't remember.
above board. A
So,
lot.
I can just tell you right now, Zed, that statement is incorrect.
I thought that had to do with her, like just her general people.
Yeah.
That- yeah.
So yeah, don't. Yeah, you are conflating two things and trying to connect them, and that's not going to happen.
No.
Okay, so we have the order of the Azure, and you have this cog. Are they connected? What is the cog for?
Oh,
What is?
oh yeah, the guy's trying to get information from over there for me, on them.
Is he part of the? First of all, thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Well, all I know is, he tries anything. All he's looking for is just a sea elf. He's not looking for any of you.
Right, but how do you know that he? So I assume that's where that device came from. How do you know that he knows anything about this Azure?
Oh, because he's on a Merlin Loke ship, and the Azure want the Merlin Loke dead.
So do most of all of us.
Yeah, but in my timeline, they were successful at depleting a lot of them.
But wouldn't the point be for them to not let the Motherloke know about them, because then it's harder to kill the Motherloke if they know about them?
Also, we're in this timeline.
Right.
Yeah, but have you talked to any Merlin Lokes if they know any Azure?
I'm just saying, the chances of some random person knowing about did they say that they knew about them?
Why would,
They
mean,
said they were gonna find out. I
Why
mean,
would
they'd
the
probably
cog
get
be here?
themselves killed. But I don't know how a cog got from here to over there and in the possession
mean,
of that person.
Right,
Well,
but
except
one
that
doesn't mean the other. If there's a secret society, then there's secret, which means that chances are most of society doesn't know them. So why would
Well, yeah.
this person know them just because they work on a Merlin ship that would be possibly the enemy of this society.
Shot in the dark. He said he didn't work with them.
Okay.
Figured it
All
was
right,
worth
well,
a shot.
Well, we got there.
Well, you know the saying, always trust somebody on the end of a cog. You know, it's just
Can't claim to know that one.
That happened, and you want this information, and you found somebody who you thought could give you the information, and you know, sometimes we rationalize things because we really want something. And if you want to get information on this organization, we'll help you. It's on the list. We'll put it on the list, and we'll get to it. Well, if you want to go back to your timeline, we will try and help you, but you have to talk to us. I mean, everybody is owed their secrets, and that's fine.
See, that's the problem. If my timeline's not safe, and what we were thinking, if they can hop timelines like we could, then so far this is my best option to stop it all.
Why would you assume that they could do that?
Well, I'm here. What's preventing them
Because
from
of
a
these
different
two.
timeline?
Well, yeah, who's them? From your timeline? We're dead. No?
I don't know, the Sea Witch or somebody that could force both of them to do it because of, I don't know.
Well, I
People that
can
are
tell you.
hypothetical.
I can tell you this. I am a rather learned individual with many, many books, and my brain is kind of broken a little bit in even determining how these two were able to make this work. I imagine, again, working with like likelihood, extremely small.
I know you spent 3 years with them, and so you have a lot of trust with them. But
Oh,
they
no,
didn't
not
prevent the end of
trust.
the world. Well, if you're trusting them to be the thing that stops the end of the world, then you're trusting them above us. And right now, that best chance is us.
Yeah.
But you don't know us. I hope you get to know us, and you can trust us in that way, because I do believe in us. And we have to go, because if we don't know who was on the end of that, and if we already had somebody who was a spy in town who could have easily left that somewhere with the express intention of listening in on conversations, and I have no idea why it would be there otherwise. We don't. Somebody on the end of a cog can say anything. They could say, "Oh yeah, I'm just a frog. I got turned into a frog yesterday, and my name's Daniel the frog." And you can't confirm anything.
So then, who best than the person that's been alone for 3 years that comes up with insane things to hold it? Half the things I say, you guys don't believe, and sounds insane and crazy.
We'll focus on what we're gonna do. First of all, does everybody agree that we need to leave soon? We were gonna leave anyway, but I think if we could expedite that.
Since we got everything else out on the table, we still need to help Riaris find his person.
Yeah, of course.
Goddess.
As
goddess
June said,
entity.
that's one of things on the list. We're all in this trying to go together. Okay,
yeah.
so we just need to.
Some of them might line up. Who knows? We were brought together for some reason, and so maybe we do one and we find the other. But right now, we have to focus on what's directly ahead of us. And I really hope that's not just like a ship that I look up and see and it's directly ahead of me, and like that would be. So I'm not going to look up. I'm going to look down. I'm going to say.
The scene we see 3 other heads kind of look up for you.
We good? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Yeah.
Carvers, how do we get on the water? I think is our question.
I will get us there right away. So now that my brain has come back to this place, creative holding works dimensionally, so that means it should be able to hold that thing in there until you need it.
Can we ask that if you... Yeah, go ahead. If you want to use it, just let us know.
I mean, it's obviously it's up to you and your crew, but the reality is it seems like something like this will not only hear what you're saying, but what is being said to you. which could be a problem.
We could use it though.
Sure, but
If yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's completely up to you. But if you want my suggestion, short of destroying it completely, maybe just put it somewhere where you know it will not hear anything until you want it to.
Oh wait, I had the biggest brain moment ever. Rigaris,
Did he hear anything that I said?
didn't you get a thing that says whatever it hears an hour later? Couldn't we,
I've kind of put that away because it just keeps talking and saying these things that I don't.
couldn't
really-
we
it's
put it
broken.
next to the cog and listen to it every hour to see if it says something?
Sure. We could put them
We
both
could.
in the box of holding, and then
Yeah, technically that would work. So when you would take it out, you would be hearing what happened over the last hour.
yeah, that's not bad. I mean, we'd have to luck out in hearing something we're not. I mean, the idea is if it is a device used to spy, they'd probably be more careful with it. But who knows?
Right,
It's
have
at
you
least
heard anything on your end? Like, have they?
it's
been,
the place that should go anyway.
I don't know. Usually, when I make a noise directly to it, I end up getting him talking back to me.
Right. So some
Perhaps
some
he's
guy
sleeping
in a room.
Also, that sphere only works for a minute, so he's.
Let's put that in the let's put
do
it in the
that
box
now.
of holding. Let's go put that in the box of holding right now. And before we go, Carvis, I did have a question about my room and what are the there's a drawer in there. I'm trying to
Yes.
figure out how all that works. Is that something? Maybe it's not the time. You know, if it's not the time.
Well, no,
we can talk-
absolutely. Just hold on. Let me just shut the. Dwarf silliness. He's tiny. As he kind of like sits on. What? So the normally the last thing I do, in inventing so many things, there's a lot of like stuff that you spend a certain amount of time on, then you take a break and come back. Anyways, the last thing I do before I invent anything is name it. And I just don't feel like it's done quite yet. So it's hard for me to be able to put a name on it. But yeah. So right now, the way it works is it's a sort of temporal sort of portal thing, but I can only make it work if it is in complete darkness. For some reason, there's a lot of things that go in, and no offense, but there's a lot of calculation stuff that kind of goes.
Yeah. I'm a
so
fan, not whatever, like a contemporary or not an equal in that sense.
Well, so being able to bring something from darkness and then out of darkness makes it a little bit easier. Anyways, okay, so all that is to say, it is a drawer of that we can pass back. We can pass things back to each other from it. So it's about this thick, about like 2 inches, so 2 inches height, and about I would say 2.5 feet wide. So, messages, maybe some of the experimental ammo I've been working on, and we're able to kind of keep in touch that way, especially if there's some interesting sort of things that are listening on board.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. And also, it's perfect for the. I kind of like. I know I'm not I'm not an expert, but I do have some writings on how the ammo works. Just kind of reports on it,
Great.
Like
Yes,
you would
yes,
write
yes,
for an
yes.
experiment.
Kinda
Yeah.
hops off the thing. Yes, let's go and check that out.
Okay.
He moves off with you. There's a certain point where Dreka kind of comes up to the deck and just straight up, just flat out ask, "Are you guys leaving?" And Carvis just, "Yes, yes," just kind of like poking his head up from whatever, like kind of like looking through, like, "Oh, interesting. Yes, they're leaving. We need 20 to 30 able-bodied orcs to be able to kind of shove off." So anyway, so about this thing is, and kind of goes right back into it. Jacket just kind of like nods, shrugs his big shoulders. I think like at this point, Kaelinor is up there. He just kind of like looks at Kaelinor side eye, and just kind of like heads down. Yeah, and they begin the process of heading off. Anything you guys last minute things you guys want to do before you leave?
I am curious, since he seems to know all these things. Now that I'm more concerned about that thing that Zed gave Carr. Carr's a little more concerned. Does Carvis recognize it before I give it to Nala and ask her to identify it?
What thing did Zed give to you?
Let me see if I can find it. It was the. I think I wrote down like a sputtering light or a flickering light or something.
Oh, it was the flickering light. It was like the tiny lantern.
That's right. That's right. Oh, that's right. I forgot to do that, guys. Yeah, I'll make sure I find that during the break.
Do I need to be worried about this one?
Ironically, it's okay. I do remember some things about it. Give me a religion check. I will say it is a lighter, so to be able to kind of figure out what it does is harder to do in natural bright light.
Well, I rolled a nat 20 with a +6, so 26.
Cool.
When it doesn't
I guess
matter, I can't roll.
I do 100% love the that was a way for me to tell you go below deck. Yeah. Beautiful though. Nat 20. Okay, cool.
He said I can see at night.
Gotta find it. There we go. Cool. Awesome. Okay, I found it. And then there's the secret of it.
Oh, that's not so bad now. There's secrets.
Cool. As you as you are down there, you notice that you see this odd sort of like orb of in the light as you're kind of like holding. Where are you when you're using it?
I'll probably go below deck to somewhere that can be made dark, like maybe the bilge deck, the very, very bottom, where there probably are no windows.
Perfect. Yeah, awesome. I love that. Cool.
Basically, I'm going down so I find somewhere with no windows and wind up in the very, very bottom of the ship. Like, all right.
Yeah. So first off, you definitely see. We haven't really talked about that area too much, but you definitely see there's like this big sort of like weird cylindrical shape that's about like maybe 5 by 5 that seems to be just in the way, as if it's. And then you kind of eventually you realize that's Zed's like hole to the. Yeah.
Okay.
You notice that there is what looks to be a metal jail cell that is big enough for about 3 people. Brig, I guess. And as you're down there, you cool. You see an orb of light as you flicker it, as you flick it on. An orb of light kind of like moves past you. And seems to be moving towards a broom that is in the corner of the room. But it will stop suddenly and then quickly kind of like fly towards you, like extremely fast, like it's attacking or it's scared or something. And you see it fly into the light and disappear. Your so nat 20, I'm telling you exactly what it is, right? But
Okay.
I think only with a nat 20 is where I can like give a really clear like. You then see the broom get picked up again and then starts to sweep by itself. This pocket light, the problem with it was that it's flickering. Like, so eventually it kind of like just goes out on its own all the time. That's because it can see invisible creatures in it.
Oh, so it went to the unseen servant.
Exactly. It went to one of the unseen servants. That's like not a,
And then ran back to me, so now I know where the unseen servant is. I can't
Uh,
see the invisible creature, but I know where it saw the invisible creature.
It didn't see it. The unseen servant ran and put out the light. So the flip side to that is that the invisible creatures can also see that you can see it.
Interesting.
Like they can see the light on their side. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Huh. All right. Weird. Well, at least I know no one's spying on me. So, okay, I'll put that away. I'll quietly say thank you, Zed, and I'll push it in a pouch and stay down here in the dark for a little while.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Because it's calm.
Very nice. Cool. So with that, you see, as you, we'll say like Riaris, as you're kind of like milling about on the deck of the ship. Well, actually, sorry, I want to make sure I get the time. Anything else you guys want to do before you leave? Cool. So Riaris, as you go to, um, uh, as you go to the like head of the ship, like towards the figure man, kind of like looking at that, you also notice that it has a very specific sort of shape to it that I'll explain later. Excuse me. You see down below these like very like thick boards being pushed out at an angle that is representing where the very bottom hull of the ship is like having that sort of like angle sort of thing where so once it starts to be pushed, it's able to kind of maneuver quickly to out to sea. So I'd say unless there's anything else, about 10 minutes goes by. And Drekka just kind of comes up and goes, all right, anything else? Ready to go?
Look around. Think we're ready.
Anyway, so that's interesting. That's good. That'll be good for my notes. Thank you. You appreciate it. Well, kind of looks up at you. It's out of hand. Good luck, Fred.
Good luck. We'll see you again.
Shakes your hand. All right. Well, everyone. Do good. Do more of that, please. We really could use it. And I will keep in touch in the ways that I can. Zed, now that I know what I'm looking for, I'll probably be able to help to kind of find some research on my end of that. So if I find out anything about this Azure, I will let you know.
Oh, let me know immediately if you come in contact with somebody named Eshin.
Eshin. All right.
Number one thing.
Okay. All right. Well, long goodbyes are, for longer people. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Turns and walks off the ship. Everybody give me a perception check.
Nine.
Okay, Jack's back. 10.
There it is.
25.
I got a 7.
7. Cool. Riaris, as you're kind of staring out at the ship is like tall enough that at least kind of like in the area where you're of where you're currently standing, you're able to see a little bit little bit of sway as you're looking at. You can see like Hilly's house from here, things like that. Um, uh, and as you're kind of doing one last look around, you see that there's two figures that you can see, humanoids but small, blonde hair. The other figure is dark skin. You see them both just kind of like turn and look in your direction and wave. See Yef and Isabel just waving you off.
Are you waving? Oh, I see.
And then with as you're waving, all of a sudden there's a sudden jerk as you're like kind of like knocked off your kilter a little bit, and you feel this kind of heave, and then it gets a little bit easier as it kind of like slides into the boards and starts to kind of head out and go out to sea.
I think as I kind of get off balance, I put my hand on you next to me, just kind of, don't quite have my sea legs is embarrassing enough. I think I just say to you as I'm looking, waving at Isabel, and you have to. Do you think we'll actually ever see them again?
Maybe, if we're lucky.
I think we will.
Oh, we most definitely will.
And with that, the Wreckless 2.0 for the first time hits the open ocean, and a couple more just shoves out into sea. It is holding steady. There's a moment of as some of the orcs kind of go back, and even Carver's kind of like lifts up from his map. She'll hold. It'll be fine. And we see the ship kind of just like sinks in low, bobs up, and you're ready to make sail. And with that, we'll take our 10-minute break and see you guys in 10. And with a splash, you all are in a place for some of you feels more like home than anywhere else. For others, you're back wandering in the desert as the steady movement of the ship, the sails unfurl by themselves, rigging starts to move by itself. Even the wheel, the captain's wheel, starts to kind of move ever so slightly as you are off, ready to set sail. There's a moment when, as you all are kind of embracing this feeling, that you recognize that there is. Oh, thank you, Mary. That's so sweet. Mary just said you all are just the cutest. Thank you. That's super
Aw.
sweet. Um, uh, uh, there's a moment we realize that the ship doesn't know where it's going. So, what do you
I,
guys
th- I
do?
think Riaris kind of turns around after the moment and goes to look for jobs to do and sees them being done by the ship,
Mm-hmm.
and then just kind of looks at Yoon and Captain Zed, and well, where are we going? Kobama, right?
That's right. Yeah. First, we need to sail around the island. So,
Which
I
way?
guess that's up to the navigator. Can set a course.
It's over there.
Fair enough. I'll take the helm.
That looks over land, but okay.
We'll go around it. I think for largely we'll go north, and then we'll go east, and then we'll be at the island. As long as we see the land, it's a little bit easier to navigate. Yeah.
Well, from when I was flying, it seems like if we
And I'll try to describe the best way to get there by sea.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, we
What I
just
saw when I
stick
was
to the
flying
coast,
over.
right? Just go west.
pretty much
Sometimes
it. Stick to the coast.
there's better like lanes and whatnot, but that's what Carr described seems perfect. So let's make way, or whatever we're gonna tell the ship to do to I guess the furl and unfurl the sails thing is already done. But anyway, yeah, let's workshopping it. Let's beat it, gang. No, nope. All right, I'm just gonna get the wheel and let's go, Captain. Standing orders.
I'll go
Ah.
on the roosts.
Oh, there you go. He'll let us know when we get close to the wherever Kobamu is. So till then,
All
just
right,
smooth
heard the
sailing.
Captain.
to Kobamu. Make it happen, Navigator.
I'm gonna go find
Pilot.
under Ogre's tree a nice spot to lay down.
All right.
All right.
Captaining's hard.
That it is, Captain. And yeah, I'll take the wheel. I mean, I know largely like the ship kind of operates on its own, but at the same time, yeah, I'll definitely take the wheel and just kind of, be steering us in the general direction of Kobamu to what Carr described.
And I'm definitely keeping my eye out for stuff. I'm not just like, oh, it's fine. The ship will do it. No.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's that I love that initial sort of well, I mean, okay, can it do? Yeah, but can it do this? And
It's
are
like
we
me
sure
for
it can do?
using cruise control.
Yeah. That's fair. That is fair. Yeah. So as you all start to kind of feel out the movements, the idea of the ship, and all that stuff. Say anybody who wants to roll me your choice. I would say in this case I guess it's an investigation check, but it could also be it could also be insight. I know this isn't necessarily a creature in the most literal sense, but
Just what the ship's doing. What do we?
Got a 10.
yeah, just to kind of feel out the the ship and trying to kind of figure out like what's
Little vibe check going on there.
yeah, exactly, a little vibe check.
There we go. I use my inspiration on this only because I've been rolling bad the entire night and I'm tired of it. So
Yeah.
I went from like a 4 to a 17 and 18. 18, yeah. So
Nice.
it worked.
I used my last inspiration and got a nat 20 for 26.
Guys,
Okay.
We're saving our shit for this ship vibe.
This
check.
was-
I didn't.
Okay,
This is
man.
not
this
my
was
fault.
Inspiration.
It's not
Hey,
my
cool.
fault.
nothing I say or do will I ever claim to be filler.
But
But
Look, I
just needed the roll.
I think,
confidence boost.
yeah, I think at this point, like, so obviously, so the nat 20, 17, or 18, for those that roll high, there is an interesting sort of weird sense of, you know, in a way, this is a creature. In all the ways of like having to kind of like operate something that is a vehicle that is comprised of so many moving parts and so many possible issues of what could go wrong, and that, you know, I think, you know, for Zed, and even for you, and honestly, the idea of like having that one like memorizing those little pieces of like that sort of weird rough spot on deck, or that weird sort of notch on the wheel that you can always feel like you do have to kind of push a little bit after. You don't find any of that here. Everything is incredibly smooth, to a point that I think, as you know, as Carr kind of put it so so eloquently, is a little eerie. And concerning. I think for, you know, it's obviously it's fully up to your characters, but I think there is a good sense for some of you that there is like a, how do I get used to this when it feels like how do I can't get, there's a comfort in knowing the problems of a thing, and in this case you have not found any yet. So yeah, so I think, go ahead.
It's almost like you feel like a pulse running through the ship as it's moving, like almost like living, but you're not too sure.
Yeah, I think like specifically for you, Zed, there's a how does Zed feel about the, you know, having you know, piloted really one ship that constantly had problems.
Well, I mean, for something like this, the closest thing he could ever think of would be if he was ever near a whale, just feeling like almost like a vibration or like a harmony of like a living creature. He can just sense that there's something, like it's alive, it's moving. He kind of feels like a life force in this ship. So he's not so sure that it is a ship as much as it could be a living thing.
Sure.
But he's not too sure. But that's the closest he could think of, is a very large whale is what this thing that he could closely think of.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You see, and I think like for like, you know, kind of like character, you notice that like Ogra spends a lot of time like kind of like touching the wood along the like railing, and seems to be like kind of like very like lost in thought. And I think for Kaelanor, you see her, or sorry, you see them actually like doing this sort of motion of standing on the deck and then closing their eyes and taking steps forward until they like touch the railing, and then coming back to that same sort of spot and doing the same thing and going backwards, trying to kind of like memorize as much as they can of the spatial sort of awareness, having as much spatial awareness of the deck as possible, because there's nothing else to do. The ship is taking care of itself. Beautiful. So
if you don't mind, Car's kind of the same thing, but above the ship. You just see him flying and hopping and gliding back and forth between things above the ship, so he knows how to get from point A to point B, what he can fly through, what he can fly around quickly. Where do the sails actually go? Can he fly between that and the mast? Just weird. He's trying to get used to basically the same thing as Kay is, but he's doing it the 3D aerial above deck.
Yeah. Give me an acrobatics check. I'll say relatively low DC.
And we're probably going to fall anyway, but sure.
Use your inspiration.
No.
11?
11.
11 is 11 nails it.
Okay.
I thought it was like a DC 8 sort of thing.
Okay.
As you're getting used to like the idea of like your own sort of spatial awareness around the rigging, there's this spot between the two masts that have this like vertical sort of connection that kind of hangs straight back, where there's a moment, I think, Carr, where you're like, I can make it through there. I think. Yeah, I mean, it's, as you said, like really like truly only one way to find out. And, you kind of take off sort of like around the like high side, and then you have to like kind of like tuck your wings in, and you're able to spiral right through it.
I can see myself pausing and going, there are healers on board.
Yep. And this is like, so whatever, I think like Nala's been up for most of this now, but you see like her kind of like finally kind of like look up from like her writing at that, and just like kind of screams down, "What are you doing?"
I'm just getting my bearings on the ship.
What?
You know, if I have to fly fast somewhere, I want to know where I can go.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. You would have to do that.
I let that one go. He's right. So
it's the little bit of monk that has been
exactly
only a little bit useful in the combat that we've had on this, but so I think during that process as well as say Carr, you notice kind of like near to that point, you see a it's a little bit bigger of a speck, and it's like just enough to be able to kind of see the very clear like black and white sort of differential of Kobamu, who is kind of like just kind of pushing out from the trees as they're seeing this ship that is starting to come up.
Okay, I will touch my tuning fork to the wood and tell all of them, I see Kobamu. And then I will also add through the tuning fork, I'm going to go fly out there and meet them. And so I hold it there for a moment to see if anyone responds to me, telling me not to.
I just say, all right.
And
what?
I don't hear anybody, then I go over and meet Kobamu.
Cool. You got it.
I said, all right.
Yeah, so you hear Evan.
Yeah, Evan specifically.
Oh, yeah. If anyone said to stop, I was waiting for a stop. And
okay, gotcha.
Very loud.
Yeah.
So.
This is what some guy named Evan says.
A heavenly voice comes by. Okay.
Sorry. Yoon. I get a message on my Discord like from who's Evan, Joe?
I'm rubbing off on everybody.
Evan doesn't live here right now. So you fly down, and you see, I will say, yeah, she still comes with you. Nala kind of like jumps off, and I don't think she's going to leave you alone with him for a while. And you fly out to meet, kind of like stopping down at a safe distance as you see Kobamu walking up with his weapon. And you also see he has the it was like a very like large kind of like bracelet sort of thing, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has put that on.
Hi,
Found them, but
we're here.
ship small.
Yeah, it's a little smaller, but we figure there's probably going to be plenty of room for you on deck since you're used to staying outside. If that's okay.
What mean?
Well, we didn't. We weren't when we built the ship. When we designed the ship, we weren't sure if you were coming. I think I don't know, but we didn't make you your own room. So Ogre's sleeping on deck, and I sleep above the deck. But there's room on the deck for you to be when you want to go to bed.
You cage Kubamu.
No, why would I cage you?
Uh,
I mean, there is a break below, but I didn't intend to put you in it. You're not our prisoner. You're our guest.
hmm. Kubamu ready.
Great.
And I'll just lead him by foot, kind of walking. I don't want to walk in front of him like I'm leading him, but like more like to the side. But I won't
Yeah.
talk to him unless he talks to me.
Yeah. You notice at this point, there's no like, there's, there is a lifeboat on ship, but I imagine that it is not currently on there. And there's like a moment, Car, where you're like, oh, maybe we should just get that ready. And you see him just kind of like walking straight into the ocean.
Okay. Great. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and fly. I don't swim well.
And then I take to the air and kind of go. I try to meet him where he's going to be on deck, like try to follow his path so I can meet him there when he
Is-
goes.
Cool.
And then I will tell them, I'm like, hey, he's coming.
Before that happens, so do we have to is there like a word command to stop the ship, or is it we still just drop anchor? I guess we raised the sails. That was a word, like raising lower the sails was whatever command that we
Zed, you got a nat 20.
Yeah.
I will say, because that was not very clearly kind of mentioned. You get the feeling that the tuning forks are a way to be able to talk to the ship as well, in the
Also,
idea of the living creature of it. So
originally you said set sail will start the boat, and saying it a second time will set the ship to rest.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
what you
so
were
same idea. Like, so like, yeah, there's certain keywords you can use, but also that was Carvis said that as like, that's what I set up to do, but above board you guys can kind of do whatever you want. It can be a code word of whatever you guys want. That was Carvis's, I believe.
Hey, ship. Halt.
Okay. You see the furls, sails start to become furled. You hear an anchor just,
and I will kind of as the ship is like coming to a stop and we're getting close to Kobamo, I want to be flying out to meet him. I gave Carr kind of a lead there, but then once it seems like they're kind of walking toward the ship in general, like I was
he's probably like
fly
halfway,
out,
like waist deep in the water. By the time you get to him, maybe.
it's like, if you want, I can take you to the ship. Not flying. I can open the door to the ship if you like. So you don't have to walk into the. It's an offer. I'm not gonna bother you once you get to the ship. Your space is your own. But for this moment, if you want a hand, a door, I can offer you an open door.
Persuasion check.
14.
door?
Yeah, I can open a door here, and it will open on the deck of the ship. I don't know. I mean, it's not an unknown ability, but pretty recently I found that I can open a door here and leave there. You know, I can make it big enough for you.
You see him very quickly. He's also like he's not breaking eye contact with you. You see him slam his hand down into the water and then pull out a fish that is wriggling. It just bites the head off. Door.
All right. And I will use my other spell slot. Fly was one, and Dimension Door is the other. It can go up to 500 feet. So from wherever we are to the deck of the ship, a sizable door, I suppose. I'm gonna make it more of like a door that you have to like a garage door, essentially, where like it raises up and then there's a big hole opening for him to go into, and then
big gigantic square.
Yeah. And then I'll go first, I suppose, to show him that it's it's instantaneous, but in the moment, to show him that it's safe, and then it just leads to sort of a big open area on probably the front of the deck, away from the tree, just in case he wanted to have his own space right there.
Who's getting water all over the deck of the ship? Yoon.
Well, I got to get there first.
Yeah.
Cool. Sees you go through. Yeah, I'll say you and you kind of walk through, but you're not necessarily having to touch the water.
Right.
Yeah, you see like a pause, and you also see like Hobamu kind of like looks at the door, looks at the ship, sees Yoon kind of come out the other side. And not to lead too much into this, but a lot of this seems to be really surprising, and you can tell. I think you can tell, just like passive insight for pretty much everybody on deck. He's trying to sort of suss out in the way of a wild dog that you're having to like sort of find a way to domesticate to be able to kind of get into the house, is just trying to kind of like find where the angle is on everything and can't come up with it. And that's a lot of feelings. Soon gulp the rest of the fish whole and goes out and goes through the door onto the deck.
Welcome to the Wreckless.
Welcome aboard.
Look at all this water on the deck.
It'll clean itself.
That's what happens. It's a ship.
Oh, I think it's more than a ship, but still.
So, yeah, hopefully the deck works for you. I'm sorry it's outside. We can make like another blind for you if you want.
Kind of like stomps around. Definitely heard the question.
Right.
Trying to kind of like feel out the surroundings. Walks up to you, Zed. You dead?
Well, there, Zed is dead. I'm from a different timeline where, yeah, I've heard of you, but I never met you.
Kind of like puts himself down to your size.
Yep, smell slightly different, probably.
You smell dead.
I smell dead. Well, Ask Carr, Yoon, Riars, Ogra, Kalinor, all of them. I'm not from this timeline.
So you're dead.
No. So like that doorway you went through, think of that, but a whole nother world.
Kobamu smelled dead.
Hmm. Well, I don't have anything dead on me. Let me see. What can I choose to prove? Oh, is this what you're smelling? And I show him the Hemoclaw dagger.
I kind of like moves back from it as you're like kind of holding out a weapon. Like kind of plants his massive double-bladed scimitar into the ship. I'll roll for it. Okay. Carried. Dead weapon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where I'm from, there is a lot of death, a lot of walkers, zombies, dead rised. That's where I found this. Is that proof enough? I'm not from this plane, but from a different.
Don't cut yourself. And then kind of like turns away from you. Turns away towards, and then I kind of like walks towards you, Car, actually. That weapon.
The one Zed has?
No good.
It looks very mean.
Mean.
Mean. Dangerous? I wouldn't want it. But it's his, so
Who? And he swings. He kind of like swings the scimitar around, and like I'll say like Kalinor is like having to duck out of the way. Ooh. King.
king? I'm not sure if we have a king. Officially, Zed's the captain. But I'm the navigator. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember all the other positions. I listen to Yoon and Riaris a lot, although Kalinor has great ideas. Actually, Ogre knows things too. I kind of listen to everybody.
No.
Oh,
Bird.
yes. Sure.
Car.
Yes.
King.
No.
Looks at everybody. Car. King.
Yeah.
He finds a place to sit down.
Sky King. Yes.
Oh. Well, we'll figure that out later.
I'm certainly not going to argue with that.
And I kind of look at you and Riaris and like give a quick. Okay. And I'll just I'm like, so if you need me,
I'm up there probably.
and I'll point to the perches.
One of those three. That's where I stay. Usually.
Redbird.
Yes. Yes. Redbird's up there too. Her name is Nala. But Redbird works, I guess. Yes.
Nala.
Yes. Kobamu, Kar, Nala.
Car, mate.
Maybe one day. So-
Good. So,
yes. So what? Are we going to Faran? Is that right? I'm asking
no.
the party now. I'm not asking Obama where we're going.
Well, no. Apparently, we have a problem going there.
Oh,
So now we have to go somewhere else.
where are we
No,
going?
we're
What's-
going to where this is our first mission to
This.
take Kobamo back to where he wants to go.
I thought it was
So-
that. I thought that was near
Wait.
Faran. I don't.
It's in Faran.
Oh, it
We're
is.
going to Faran.
Oh,
We're
So-
going to Faran.
So we're taking him there. Are we helping him with his thing? From what I heard from my timeline?
I don't know exactly what we're doing, but he asked us to take him there, and so that's the first step. And then we'll see if he wants more help. I'm not one to presume for Kobamu. He has his own will, and if he wants help, we'll help him. But for the first thing, we promised we'd take him there, so we will.
sounds good.
Right.
No, so is he part of the crew?
He's a guest.
Oh, a guest. Okay. Kobamu, do you want to be a guest or a part of the crew?
King. I speak
Yeah.
with Carr.
Okay,
Obama
Car.
speak with Carr.
Let's.
Does he want to be crew or guest? You should ask him.
He'll. I just look over to Kobamu. Take a deep breath.
You see Obama just kind of like nod his head.
Kobamu, I would like you to be a guest unless we are attacked by somebody, and then if you could help defend us, I'd
I
appreciate.
kill.
Okay, but yeah,
Yeah, I like the stories I heard.
the seven of us. Please don't kill.
Raise hand. Who not kill?
So, and Ogra, K, and
Eyes
Obinala are raising their hands.
Oh man, you might want to tell him about Ulysses. That'll be funny if he doesn't know.
It's
He's unseen.
yeah. And given
Obama
who's
Also-
kill.
Carvis, I'm not sure he's going to start singing songs and telling tales to Obama. So,
Obama kill any not these.
well, don't just kill anybody. We might have other guests, so maybe check in with me first.
Obama make sure okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Can I get you anything while are you comfortable? Carlos, I got it. Treating him like.
I
Do
think you
need,
see
like a blow-up
Obama.
mattress or
Yeah, you see Obama just staring at Carr at that like question, not like just fully not understanding.
I'm
it.
getting it. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back up and navigate. Thank you for being on board. I'm glad to have you. And I take to the air and fly.
I'm sorry. I will say, south.
I look at Yoon.
I
That's
know.
what. I know direction. Is that the way we're going?
Yeah, that would be
South.
Faran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. We're going to Faran. We're going south.
South. Then more south.
we're going to the south part of Faran. There's the north and south. We're going to the south part of Faran. We'll sail around the southeast, and then yes, that'll be a little bit past my people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the picture right now, but I believe it's Gyatso. Would that be the closest port?
Yeah, the Gatso port I think is that's kind of like inland, but basically yeah, like that's the one that's sort of like next to the lake in the but yeah, that's yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I had it up. Yeah. Also, yeah.
I can
Yeah.
make it.
Oh no. Sorry, Gyatso's on the west. I was thinking
Ganbao.
we would be going around to the east by Bad Bayar, and then down by Gonbold, and then south of that. But we can go. Yeah.
It's fully up to you. I wasn't
If
claiming
he's
anything.
indicating,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
if he-
Gunbold is further south.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool.
I can create a small illusory image that can fit in my hand. So I'll make a small map of the islands and kind of point where we are and where we're going as we're talking, so
Okay.
that we all have a visual representation. So I'm like, we're here, and this is where you want to go. And then as Yoon's like, no, that's the wrong city. I'm like, oh, here. I'm like, I just keep on moving my hand, like, oh, here. Okay, here. We're going here. All right. Yeah. So,
He talked about it at one point, but yeah,
Gunbold is way faster. You're right, because that's closer to Sway too.
right,
Direction. So cool.
okay.
right, because yeah,
Alright.
Shasafia is a little bit east of that whole island. If you go straight south, you can kind of get there. I had the map up, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't. So I'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go be Nav now.
I can.
Fly up.
Yeah. Car King Kobamo. I'm making some food. You want some?
Who are you talking to?
Kobamo.
Oh.
No, I'm making spiced goat curry.
Food.
Yeah, spicy food. Have you had spicy before?
Nala kind of calls down. Sad. He doesn't even cook his food.
Oh, well, this is even better. I'm gonna go down and make two servings, one for me and like a triple serving for him.
Cut to about 20 minutes later. Kobamo kills all of you for not understanding spice. Feels.
What is this feeling?
You use the same spices that we had that one time, like with the yeah, whatever those
The peppers with Granny.
Yeah. Goes on a rampage. Cool. All right. So, setting sail for, excuse me, setting sail for Gonbold. So I think, like during the travel, again, this is kind of like a moment of like, there's not really much you have to do as far as the sales stuff. I mean, obviously, I assume one of you kind of like tell the ship where you're going. But yeah, I would say like you feel like there's like an opportunity here to be able to kind of explain like as much as you would need to as far as with Gonbold and like what's around that. And above board, I'm game with whatever you got.
Yeah. Let me just.
Yeah, just dump all the information.
I'm
No,
trying
but
to
at least
catch up to you as well, honestly.
Yeah, there's a ton there, and I tried to make it so that there was some summaries and stuff like that, but I can at least give a little bit of at least while it was there anyway, what I give, and then I have another resource for summarizing things, but I guess yeah. If Riaris is there, kind of, and even if the car kind of flies up, if or when we're talking about the island, we're going. I don't know exactly where he needs to go, but it's the southernmost. It's kind of inland, really. There's a lake in the middle of Faran, and then there's my island, and on that lake is the port of Gonbold. So it's actually, we'll have to go in. There's like a little kind of, there's a way to dock the ship, but the Gonbold is sort of a shithole. And Jonathan Gonbold, I'm realizing now that that there are a lot of people on Faran who don't particularly like me. There are people who like me. I swear there are. But the Gonbold family. Last I checked, I think they had 9 brothers. All of them. Do you remember the spirit we summoned? Yeah, that guy. The Gonbold brothers are they're not. They're like that guy, but dumber. Jonathan Gonbold, probably the most capable is he's the patriarch of the family there, and they run a lot of the more culturally banned things, and illegal property goes through Gonbold. There's a lot of smuggling and black markets there, and also there is a casino, a place of gambling that I may have stolen this deck of cards from. So
Oh,
it's complicated, but it's kind of a relic of theirs, as it's a casino, but it's also kind of a place of it's a place of worship in a way. It's hard to explain. So places we shouldn't go. We'll go south of there, hopefully, and we don't know if we'll go into the city itself or the port itself.
I'm getting at is you want to bring a killing machine named Kobamu to a place where a bunch of people don't like you in a very sleazy part of wherever. Also, you stole from them something very important,
Well,
and we're coming in a very large ship.
Returned it, but
That sounds like a lot of fighting, and I'm excited. Also, here's your food, Kobamu.
I think you and Kobamu will eventually get along.
Yeah, it's got a kick, but it's good. You let it settle, and it gets better.
Roll me a persuasion check. DC 16.
Oh, wrong one. I wish it was perception. I got 11.
Beginner's luck can't get you there. That's D4.
It's also spicy food, so I would say like you just kind of. You first.
I just dip my bowl in, take some of it, and just start going to town on it.
Even the process of like how you're doing it is like confusing and strange to him.
Yeah, just like this.
maybe from the top. Maybe take it a little bit at a time, because not everyone likes spicy foods. Try a little first.
I'm
It just kind of like shoves it into you, Zed.
Well, more for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure why people like cooking their food. It's really weird for me sometimes. I'm calling that from up top.
You see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nala's probably
less
just
energy
staring
to
at
digest.
you.
Yeah,
If
now
you can
Nala's
already-
like you can't think of one reason.
Well, it tastes good sometimes, but I mean, it's not needed.
It's
Oh my
efficient.
god. Oh my god. You see, yeah, there's a moment where like Nala and you and Cher glance. It's so much safer.
Right.
It's so much safer.
You're breaking down your food ahead of time. You're using fire as part of your energy source instead of your own body heat to break down food. Like,
I'm a vulture.
That brings out new flavors.
Incredible. Cool.
Oh,
So, yeah, anything else you guys want to do in the process of this day? There will be something that's coming up, I'll say.
do want to ask
Before nightfall.
Kobamu,
I'll say. Okay.
but I don't know if it will set him off or not. Is the thing.
Okay.
Then maybe don't.
Well, maybe don't.
You know what?
Then maybe look.
I'm gonna
Sam
leave
had
it.
said
I'm gonna leave it to King Carr.
Wait till we're on land. That's what I
That's
say.
a good idea. I like that.
I was
Leave it
gonna
to
leave
King
it to
Carr?
Yeah, leave it to King Carr. Now I'm just gonna use the tuning fork. Hey, Carr.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's like you guys said he was like old. Like my timeline, he's old.
Yeah.
Why
For
don't
what
you
he's
see
told
if he
us, he's
knows anything about the Azure, or like why in my timeline it could be different about anything he regrets? Maybe we could help him with it.
Well, he might know something. All right. I'll fly down at a good distance from him, so he sees me coming, and then walk over to him.
I'm sitting right next to him eating.
I do not need to surprise the angry, homicidal giant, undying bear.
Mm.
So-
Yeah. You see, he was kind of taking a little nap.
Okay. Well, if he's taking a nap and I notice that, I'm gonna wait till.
Oh, he woke up. He woke up.
Okay.
He seems to be drifting off.
Okay. Hey, I had a thought. Can I ask you something? Because you've been alive for a very long time, and I haven't. And then I'll say, by the way, I'll look at them like I can contact people who've been alive a lot longer, just so you know. We don't have to ask everybody. And then I'll look back at Kobamu, and I'll be like, so there's a group that some of us have heard of, and we don't really know anything about it, but I don't know, maybe you do. And I goodness knows if it's a bad group, I'm not trying to upset you, so please remember that. And I kind of take a look at his big giant blade and his giant claws. I said, but we've heard of a group called the Azure, and apparently they like wearing blue. Does that sound familiar?
Blue.
Yeah, they wear blue. They wear blue clothes, I guess. I've never met one, but there's been people who've been asking me about it.
Like blue like water.
I think so. And I'll do prestidigitation again just to make the color azure from what I imagine it would be.
Mhm.
And like just make my hand covered in it. I'll just push like this and then make it go away.
Merlin Loke.
No, apparently they don't like the Merlin Loke. That's what I've been told.
Blue.
Yeah. I don't know anything about them.
What weapons they
Ask
carry?
him.
He's right
Wiz-
here.
Well, he's gonna talk to you. Wizard
Yeah,
people.
I think that like said you what weapons they carry, and now I was like directing it to Zed. Just now annoyed with the process that he started.
Think of wizard stuff, like the door you open. They do stuff like that.
So lots of magic then. Okay. I'm guessing, based on what I've heard, that there may be lots of different species involved with the group. So like bird people and elf people and human people and
Oh. Many, many moons. Black bird.
the big sword.
Yes,
I've heard of him.
big four bird.
Okay.
Oh ship.
The Merlin Loke ship? Okay.
Want fight. Want to fight, but would break ship. Not kill. Just find out. Kobamu won challenge. Bird looked like challenge.
All right.
Many wounds.
Huh. Did he stay on the ship long?
Three sons.
Huh. That's
Did
weird.
he say where he was going?
No one talked to Kobamu.
That's weird if the Azure don't like the Merlin look. I wonder if this Eric Hawker was actually Merlin look or if he was Azure.
Well, they did have tons of spies everywhere.
Huh. Well, thank you, Kobamu. I appreciate that. We know more now because of you. I appreciate
Oh.
that. Thank you.
Ask him about the other thing.
The other thing.
Yeah, like if
Use your words.
wants us to help him with anything, like my timeline, he like regretted not bringing respect back to his people.
Oh, well, once we get to the island, and because he's sitting right there and Zed's talking about him like he's not there.
Well, I figured he would only talk to you unless he addresses me directly.
We're all wondering once we get to land and we let you get off where you want to be if we can help you more. So if you think we can help you any more, please let us know.
Fine bird would like fight.
Do I want to fight you? Is that
No,
what?
I think he means the bird with the big
Fine.
sword.
Oh, fine.
Big sword.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fight.
I
Try
want to see
not
that.
to. Try not to kill. Just
okay. Well, I don't know who the bird is, but if I can figure it out and I can put the two together and he wants to fight, then maybe. Lots of ifs. I know. Very convincing statement. But I can try.
try
Yep.
best not to kill bird.
Appreciate
Fight.
that.
Want to see how swing big sword.
I'm curious too. Yeah, I've never met this bird, but I'll ask.
What? I could talk to the gear, see if the guy Marcus
Please don't.
knows anybody.
Sorry, that was totally Jack. Back to Carr. I don't know that we want whoever your friend is, Marcus, to know any more of what we know.
Yeah, but if I go dead silent, that's also bad too.
Oh, he was dead silent when you reached out to him last time you had the gear. I would say it needs to be a party agreement to use that thing because we don't want them. What if we can track him or they can track us other ways? That I'm really nervous about running into the Merlin look just right now. We need to be more accustomed to this ship.
Yeah, but now we gotta add to the list to help Kobamu fight a bird with a big sword.
We don't have to.
Oh no, he just asked us for help.
Yeah, if I can find him, I will. I've already.
I want to fight alongside him.
I imagine you would enjoy that.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Kobamu will fight Big Bird alone.
What? No. We fight some Merlin look on the way to Big Bird.
Street.
Anyway,
sorry.
Let's go into Midjourney. Kobamu versus Big Bird.
Kobamu will fight Big Bird alone.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that, but that's what my brain.
No, it's, yeah. Like a big sword bird is just
I know.
it's just one too many words.
Right,
Yeah,
Fine.
he'll say Big Bird.
I apologize. That Big Bird is yellow, not black. Okay. Well, yeah, I will see what I can do. I'll maybe. I just had a thought. That's not a good one either. Okay, I'm gonna go below deck, and I very unusually go below deck,
and I knock on Riaris's door.
Cool.
You caught me unawares.
I'm sorry.
You hear a
Yeah. Sorry. After I think after a few moments, you will hear. Yep. Hello.
Hi, can I come in? I want to talk to you about something.
Yeah. Come on in.
So I go in and I'm sorry, Dan. So,
No.
Oh, this is, yeah, it's nice that you, yeah, it's neat. I know we had a tour, but it's really cool in here. Anyway,
I find a chair and I kind of try and sit on it.
so I had a thought just now, and I want to tell the rest of the party, but I don't know. For some reason, I think you should know first.
Okay.
And it could be unfounded conspiracy theory.
And I just nod knowingly.
So this might sound crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So
Sure.
So Zed asked me to talk to Gobamu about a couple things, and so I was asking him some questions, and that was fine. And so it was good. But then I mentioned to Zed that, to help him get some information, maybe I could call upon my contacts, the ones that I don't really think you like me to contact. But anyway, I could call upon those contacts. And so I was thinking about doing that, but then I realized I'm an Ashwing. And I know that sounds like whatever to you, because now you know and you're new to the islands, but I'm an Ashwing on the Isles, which means almost every single person on these isles knows what I can do.
Okay.
What if they're using our spirits against us? Because there's necromancers out there. I've been pretty flagrantly asking advice and help from the spirits, not recently, but earlier, which is something my people don't usually do. We just listen to stories. But I've been reaching out an awful lot over the past few weeks. And it's conspiratorial, I know, and maybe no one's put it together. But if any of them are necromancers and can find spirits I've spoken with, I may not be the best source of information for you all. I just wanted to put that out there. And his gear made me think of that.
I thank you for. Are you a necromancer? Or that's another question.
Oh no, they help me. I ask them if they don't want to, they can go away.
I mean, I think you're not crazy. I mean, we're talking. I don't really understand it, but the things we've done means what you're saying is not crazy. In fact, it's probably realistic.
I know.
So,
Well, I mean, if you think about all the times I've called on a spirit to ask them about things that I don't know about, it's not too
you do
crazy.
it all the time. It's
Maybe they've asked spirits about us.
how many of you are there? Like, is this?
The Ashwing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not too much. I mean, we work the islands. A handful or two. There's not many. When we're born, there's not many of us. There's a few of us, but I mean, I also suppose there's nothing stopping one of us. I mean, I've never heard of one. I think I'm the only one who's not doing the work I'm normally called on to do. But on the other hand, no one's calling on me to do it. So I don't know. I just thought, honestly, when I left the yurts, I thought I was going to go to meet somebody, like it was clearly you, and just help them, and then walk away and go back to work. I never thought I would be going into caves and stealing ships and going to alternate timelines. I thought I was just going to help put someone to rest and leave.
I know what you mean. I thought I'd meet some people and move on my own like I had been doing. So
Anyway,
yeah, I feel that.
I'm a little bit nervous to call on a spirit to ask about what Zed was asking. I'm still probably going to, because it's what I do. And I can't completely hamstring myself, but I just wanted to tell somebody.
The spirits you ask, they are from ancestors, basically. Is
Usually,
this how
yeah.
you know them?
See, that's the other weird thing. Usually, as far as I know, the Ashwing can only call upon our own ancestors. But I've been speaking to all kinds of people, including myself. So yeah, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I got Spike running around with
Is it
me.
like
Spike? What's his name?
And I turn around and I probably see like an image of the goblin who agreed to help me.
Fang?
I'd have to find his name in my notes, but I say,
Fang, right?
I'm like, yeah, you, even though yours can't see him. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I got a goblin spirit who's agreed to help me. So I'm doing things that I don't know if the Ashwing can do it. And if they can, I don't know why they don't, or if there's a reason. I mean, no one ever told me not to, except for myself when we were flying through the universe of multi personalities. I don't know.
For my people, kind of why I'm here, we believe in the spirits as kind of a wind, kind of a current, a stream. And so it all kind of goes off of one, but could break into smaller streams to go where it needs to. But
That's interesting.
I mentioned that your ancestors, could the other Ashwing talk to the same ancestors?
Oh yeah, that's how I was
And
raised.
so then perhaps we try to, if you're the only one that doesn't talk to other Aarakocra, then maybe we just have you talk to non-Aarakocra. If you don't think they can talk to those spirits, right?
I don't know if they can. Ooh, but that's a good thought. Thanks.
And I just walk away.
Yeah, but okay.
Oh, but
yeah.
what?
Nothing.
Are you
We
sure?
can talk later. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I mean, no, Jack. Should we talk about what happened the other day? I haven't really. Can you come?
I
You
come
want to come
back
back in?
Yeah.
What
I mean,
happened the other day?
close the door, Phil, if you allow me. I
Yeah.
mean, Zed. I mean, all
Oh.
of that, all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how you felt about it. I
My son
know.
punched me in the stomach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I saw so many of myself that died. That was really weird. And then one of them told me I shouldn't be doing what I was doing, but it was just one of my opinions. He's the only one who said anything, and obviously me and him are the same, but we have a different opinion. So the causality of it is really like, what did he live through to get to where he was? And anyway, I'm kind of broken about it. I'm kind of afraid to reach out to most of the spirits to ask them anything because did I do something I shouldn't have done? There's no Ashwin to ask. I don't know. I'm new.
I don't really know what I can do and what we can do, and it felt like an obvious solution. I've seen you so many times, and Zed and all of us so many times. It just said we can go get another one because why not?
It seemed like a great
But
idea, but we clearly hurt Zed's feelings. Not.
we pulled a person from their own world to another world and just said, "Hey, this is just what we're doing. We need you. We'll figure it out."
I know.
And I need to talk to him, and I can't because I don't know how to. I need to, but
he's really as chaotic as our first one. But I like on one hand, it's so weird. I feel if I shouldn't have been able to do it, if it was wrong that I shouldn't have been able to, and since I could, then there's a question if I should or not. But we did try to pick one where like they had already lost. But I really wish we could have found a way to talk to the Zed before we were being overrun by beach zombies and had a conversation with them. That's what I really wanted at first.
yeah.
And I'm really sorry that didn't happen. I really wanted to give him the option. I didn't want to just take him.
I agree, 100%. I mean, it's easy to say we need him. His world is dead, but it's harder to realize that's still important to him.
Well, it's also his world's
what
not
we want
dead.
is the most
His
important
world
thing.
has lost the fight that we're looking to fight. There may be other fights. I just was thinking very far ahead. So much more to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
You
The-
all are interrupted by a sound in your ears that is screaming and loud as Nala yells out, "Shit!"
Ooh. Is Riaris the room that doesn't have the window?
No, it has a window,
As a
It
window.
does?
big window, giant window. Oh yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah,
thought
with
yours was
glass
the
that
open
thick.
hole.
Yeah. Nice.
So it's not an open hole. Okay, so then I will hop run from below deck.
Got it. Cool.
Talk
As you,
later.
as you all get to above deck, I assume you all do.
Yep.
But
Battle stations.
as you all do, I'll say everybody can give me a perception check.
Ooh, not terrible. 17.
15.
Nice.
Fuck. 10.
10.
Okay. Car, you see a flag flying that you don't recognize culturally, but that's not a that's not a big bubble to get through.
Yeah.
Who
uh,
has the
let
the
me explain.
driftwood spike? Okay.
I'll just jump into it here. So you guys can message each other too if you want to work through that stuff there. But there's going to be some stuff that might be time based here. So you, as you are looking at this ship, you notice the flag itself seems to be some sort of depiction of what looks to be a like a storm cloud and a lightning bolt coming down from it. The ship itself is about the size of your ship, so it's another brigantine.
Okay, so I can make small symbols and marks on the surfaces for an hour. So as we're coming up on deck, the flag I see, I'll put it up. I'm like, that's their flag, to see if anybody else recognizes it.
Cool. Ogra, just to kind of remind everybody, Ogra kind of, I haven't worked on I haven't finished our flag yet.
That's all right. Although sometimes when people don't fly a flag, that specifically indicates they're a pirate ship. That depends on the culture. Anybody recognize that flag?
While they're looking at it, I'll jump to the top and use my spyglass to see if I get a better look. Like, are they preparing for a fight? Are they like what does their deck look like?
You got it. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. We'll say so pulling out that driftwood spyglass, kind of like looking through
Yeah.
that. We'll say Yoon, roll me a history check to see if there's any sort of connection there that you're able to recognize at all.
This is a 9.
Cool. Yeah, no luck. No, you're not entirely sure, but that's not, it could be something, it could not be.
There's a lot of flags. Yeah.
Car, as you take out the spyglass and look through it, we'll say you're going to get something more no matter what. But what was your initial perception check?
17.
17. Okay, that's pretty good. But go ahead and roll again because that will give you advantage on that.
Okay. 6. I'll take the 17.
Yeah, that's all right.
You the wrong way.
Yeah.
Just right into the sun.
Somehow you see your own eyeball. I don't know. Super weird. So as you look, you see a figure on the other side that is also has a spyglass out, standing at the bow of the ship, and this figure has blue skin, white hair that seems to kind of come down to the to his it's like braided down to past his shoulders. You see there's other figures, all of which look kind of fairly intimidating looking, most of them like relatively pretty burly. This is the figure that you see with the spyglass. That is now kind of closing. You see him kind of look to the side, kind of say some orders to what looks to be this large orcish figure who kind of shouts out to others, and you see them all kind of like spread off of the deck and
So,
go somewhere.
so really quick, neat photo. That's from
Mhm.
Jack, not. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
That
the
dude is
chances of
sick.
me having exactly where you would see him would be very, yeah.
No,
This
but
will be the photo that will
It's
be him
still-
no matter what.
yes, but very neat
Right.
photo. I like him.
Yeah.
And I'll say, well, there's somebody with blue skin and orcs, so they're probably not Merlin folk, but they also don't look like humans people, so I don't know what to do.
Well, we're not looking to with Kobama aboard. We're not looking to interact with anybody. So let's
Agree. Hey,
Tend to
ship!
the ba- you know what,
I'll put my thing to the ship since I'm the navigator.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put my thing to the ship. Hey, ship! Continue on course, but avoid other ship. See what it does.
You
if
see
we're
the
gonna
ship, you feel the ship start to tilt a little bit.
all right. I think if I don't know what the ship can do, but if we're gonna avoid under the ship, we're gonna need to at least maybe be at the sails. Kind of we don't have a word for it, but battle stations, tentative. Can people get to?
How do you talk ship to ship?
How do you talk ship to ship?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you don't
What do you
do a
do?
warning fire. You don't.
Oh my god, that's like aggressive. Is there a way to say hi?
Ogra, what color is that flag?
I just put it on the. Oh my god, right there.
It's not. It's not done. I'm sorry. I didn't know it had to be ready yet.
Okay, but what color is it? Different colors mean different things.
It's like a brown.
That's kind of neutral. You want to stay away from black. White means we would give up.
Also, thank you, Hannah.
Is there a color that says we don't mean you any harm?
It's we don't
Like
have to worry
powder
about that if we
blue or
just
something?
avoid the ship. We don't. I'm not interested in talking to them. Let's just steer away from them.
All right. Okay. All right.
We need to tack in. Yeah.
I'll be watching. I keep lookout for like, are there cannons like moving? Are like people are like getting weapons? Like what's going on? I'll just keep watching.
Cool. Yeah, I'd say it does look like some of the windows of the like lower deck are opening.
Okay, they're opening windows of lower deck. I assume that's where the cannons are.
Oh
All right.
no.
So, would someone man the sails? Dude, we're a mess.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You want me to fly over there and talk to him?
No,
Okay.
because they're preparing in case we fire, or they're gonna fire first.
I'm not a
We're a
weapon.
weird ship.
We need to stay out of the
what
grass,
is-
out of their fire range, everything.
What is
And-
the positioning of this? Oh yeah, go ahead. I didn't know you.
If we need to ready the cannons, but don't open the doors.
I mean, I'm heading to, if not at the wheel at this point. Like as soon as
Yeah,
I heard that,
you're at the
like,
wheel.
Gonna go into the wheel. Yeah.
Kalenor's in charge of weapons,
Um,
right? Kalenar, get the cannons ready. No?
Right. I need that or sails.
Okay.
Someone has to mend. If someone mans the sails, we'll be able to go a bit faster. Well, actually, Kalenor, that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
We want Ogra.
Ogra,
you're
yeah.
sailing master.
Ogra, sails, Kalenor,
I
weapons,
was the
car,
flag
keep
master.
eyeing.
He's got it.
Riaris, help Kalenor with the cannons. Yoon, stay at the wheel. I got the ropes with Ogra.
Aye, Captain.
All right. Kobamu, relax.
You see him he's like sitting, and like in this position he's sitting like full panda style, so this is a terrible time to mention this, but it is kind of cute because he's got the big belly. You see him kind of just like just kind of like put a hand on his weapon that's laying on the ground.
That's fine. If they
but,
try to board us, they're in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just
Um
Kobamu, if they board us, you get to have fun on their ship.
Challenge.
They might try to challenge us.
Hopefully not.
No. challenge for Kubam.
Oh, I
Maybe.
mean, from what I heard about you, it wouldn't be much of a challenge, just some little fun.
But hey, they're wearing blue, but not Merlin Loke.
At this point, as you all are kind of like getting your thing and like finally like getting to the battle stations, getting ready, Riars, your Zed, what'd you ask Riars to do? Man the
Help
cannons.
Kaelinor, yeah.
Cool. So getting that stuff together, Ogra immediately kind of jumps on, tries to kind of do the sailing sort of thing. I'll say just for the sake of me not having to roll for Ogra, you feel this ship actually kind of start to pick up speed a little bit. And then Car, you hear a message.
Okay.
Hold on, sorry, 1 second. Hold on.
Holding. I am holding something.
You give me a give me a perception check based on hearing.
Okay. A 14.
14. Okay, nice, cool, awesome, cool. You hear this weird sort of like it's deep, but it's also a little like nasally high as well. This sort of sound as if trying to like clear a throat, but a throat that sounds fairly like it sounds familiar to something that is aviary. And you hear the phrase "Walk the currents."
So, Joe, because if it sounds aviary, did I hear walk the currents?
Mhm.
Okay, just because I want to clarify. Without do I get the impression I can respond to that?
Yes.
Do I have a moment before I have to?
Yeah.
I'll put my
I'd say
tuning
like
fork,
around.
right. I'll put my tuning fork to the ship's wood and be like, I got a message that said walk the currents. What do I say?
Oh, Kaelinor immediately speaks up. Oh, he just whisper. Oh, wait, don't. Or do?
Isn't that your stuff? Shouldn't I say huh?
Yes.
Okay. Want me to say huh,
Just
everybody?
tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Oh, no, that's rude. Okay.
Yeah,
So I will then concentrate on the spell and then send it back and go, huh?
Perfect.
Cool. Yeah, you get another message. You are aware that you're not flying a flag.
And then I'll say back, and because it sounds avian, I'm going to respond in Eric Cochran.
There you go.
And I'll respond back saying, we're working on that. We're no danger to you, though, and we hope you're not a danger to us. Parlay?
We're all fine here. How are you?
I'm glad we're on the same page, Yoon.
There is a pause, a long pause.
Uh-huh.
Parlay.
All right. I will meet you halfway between.
You see a figure seem to interesting. You see a figure leave the deck of the ship and take to the sky. You see them give me a give me a, I'll say perception or insight, or sorry, perception or nature check. But I'll say the nature checks with advantage.
I'll try nature. They're close to each other, but okay,
Perfect.
nature. Either that or I'll take the first one.
Car.
17.
17, nice. Okay, Car, you see before you step off the deck. I assume you meant meeting halfway was you two meeting halfway?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And as I see him fly, I'll be like, I'm talking to them between the two ships. Hold on. I've got my tuning fork on me, and I'll get ready to fly. But after you tell me what you're going to say, I said that
Yeah.
to the ship, not them. My party.
You hear Nala just immediately go, "What the hell?"
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. She's not a fan. If there's a way of like the character's not a fan of that, the DM totally is. So yeah.
Okay.
Cool. You go out to meet this other Aarakocra.
Yeah.
You see them having trouble staying afloat or staying in the air. Having to flap a little harder. This figure's not like
Older than.
Well,
Or
not oversized or like overweight or anything like that. But as you get closer, so with that 17, you don't recognize this particular figure, but you recognize the race. This is a Jambu. As you see this figure. As you get closer, you see looks to be male. He is working really hard to kind of like stay up, but is really trying to hide it as much. Like it seems to have very like kind of like prideful sort of thing about it. You notice that there is a like weird sort of like it's almost like equivalent to like a scar, but it looks like it's like a cluster of silver feathers on the side of the face that has this like what's the word? There's a word for it, like the uh
Is it like plume of feathers?
Plumage.
no, I mean there's a name for it for like people that have this, where like the like white and black skin and
Oh, I know. Yeah.
My school has it.
yeah,
Vitiligo.
Vertigo, yeah. So
Oh,
it kind of
that.
it gives that sort of sensation on that side. So you're not really sure what that is. But as you see the creature, you see this very bright blue, pupilless eyes. You notice that this figure has a lot of interesting sort of like adornment of gold on, but you can tell they look like vestments.
Okay. And I'm having problems finding my notes, so I'm going to ask you what may seem like a super dumb question.
No, go for it.
Would he recognize me as an Ashwing?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm like trying to find my notes, trying to dig through them, but as you're talking, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to just ask you.
Yeah, and I'll say upon your, I would say his face looks to be like forced up in forced concentration. It's really hard to tell anything besides him recognizing you as an Ashwing.
Okay. We'll circle that I feel I'll start circling with him so close enough that we can talk to each other. But
He's having to flap about 2 to 3 times more than you are.
Right. But I figure if we're circling rather than just trying to hover, it's less work. If we try to hover, it's gonna be a lot of work for him.
Yes.
Circle,
Yeah.
I'm making it a little bit easier for him. So when we start circling, I'm like, hello, I'm Carr. This is all in Aarakocra. I will speak in Aarakocra.
Car. Ashwing.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Pleasure to meet you.
you may call me T-Wall.
T-Wall. Nice to meet you.
Car.
Yes.
Your ship has Merlin Oak pieces to it, does it not?
Probably. Yeah. I think when it was made, we used some parts of the Merlin Oak ship. Yeah, I believe so.
In trade?
In trade? What do you mean? I don't understand.
Did you trade with the Merlin Oak?
Oh no. We stole their ship.
Roll me a persuasion check, DC 18.
Okay.
Oh my god. Use the inspiration.
Oh. Do I or do I not? Because I only rolled a 10. You never let me try to persuade spirits, Joe. I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it because Carr would just say that. He doesn't know he has to persuade him because Carr's just trying to tell the truth. So he's like, we stole we stole it, and then we used parts of it to build our own. Well, we didn't build it, but a friend of ours did.
We have goods and items aboard our ship. Our captain would like to offer trade.
All right, I'll have to check with our captain because I'm not the captain. But can I get back to you?
That is fine.
All right, very, very good to meet you.
Is there another who could speak to me?
I'm sure. Would you want them to fly over? And my demeanor completely changes because with that question, I realize, oh yeah, he doesn't want to talk to me. I'm an Ashwing. So I go, I'm sure there is. Would you like them to meet? So like friendly goes to just very.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are a couple people who can fly. Would you rather you speak with one of them?
I would just feel that a conversation would be more eye to eye.
I see. Yes.
Open fire.
Would you like
No.
Now.
Would you like them to meet you here, or would you like them to meet you somewhere else?
As you can see, it is difficult for me if they are willing to board our ship.
Okay.
I offer safe passage.
At your leave. And won't wait for a response. I'll just go.
Got it.
And anybody who wants to roll insight on me sees my demeanor completely changed when I land.
Yeah, what do you look like when you get back on the ship, dog?
I'm back to more of my hunched. Like I was starting to stand straighter and straighter and straighter. I'm back to completely hunched. My gaze is down. Same, like if anyone has noted that they've seen me when I'm like in a tavern or walking through a city, how I kind of reduce myself, I'm that again. I just go right back to being an Ashwing.
Cool.
I think. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go.
I'm like up there and by there, and I'm kind of based on you, Car. Like my 21 passive perception has noticed these things over the course or whatever, and so I think I just see you kind of slug. So that went well.
Yeah, they offer parlay. They offer safe passage to the ship, and they would like to speak with somebody if we want to go and trade.
Trade?
Yeah, they said they have items for trade.
And they're Merlin Loke?
No, I don't think so. They did notice our ship was made from Merlin Look parts, though.
Car?
Are you
Why are you
okay
acting like that?
And I kind of look over the ship, and I look at the party, and give me 1 minute. Let me roll something for myself, which I almost never do.
Ian is just gripping the wheel harder at this point.
22.
Just kind of like white knuckles.
So I look at the ship, and I look at you guys, and I go, old habits die hard. Okay, look, there's an old Aarakocra over there.
What?
There's an old Aarakocra. He flew over. He doesn't like flying very much. I think he's just aged. He's one of our tribe members, and he recognized me as an Ashwing and doesn't want to speak with me, so he'd rather speak with somebody else. I totally understand it, culture and all. Anyway, he did offer safe passage. He wants somebody on our ship. He wants somebody to probably fly over there. I figured either you or Nala could go.
These motherfuckers are gonna make my crew members feel like this.
Okay,
I'm saying
hold
this
on.
as I'm walking towards the
I
end of
know.
the ship.
And I stop. I put my hand on his shoulder, and I say, "Zed, stop." I let it happen as much as he made it happen. It's my place in their society. Oh, there. Wow, I've been with you guys a long time. It's my place in our society. Let it be. You're not going to change an entire culture overnight.
Car,
And there's no point in attacking him. He can help
you
us.
said you wanted me as captain.
Yeah,
I'll show you what a captain can do.
and I'm your navigator. I'm telling you to go the other way.
Zed, I think we should take a breath here.
If you're going to do that, you're not going to do that to my people. Let him
I'm
believe who he is. He's old. And quite frankly, there's a reason for why they treat me the way they do. It's okay.
not okay, but it's not something we can
That's a different discussion
discuss
for another day.
right now.
Yeah. Well, under the rules of parlay, I cannot do anything to them. They cannot do anything to me. This is the talk.
Right, but I think that you and Nala should go over because we have to fly.
I don't think I should.
Okay, then you.
Yep,
Or Riaris, you have wings
I could go. Sure.
when you want.
Yep.
Sometimes, I
But,
think.
like,
I don't know how that works. That's
why?
really weird. Talk more.
Yeah, I mean,
What-
nobody has to honor parlay. You know, it's
Well, we could just
Uh.
ignore them, but please don't attack them just because he treated me as the Arakaka are always going to.
So they're,
Fine.
well, you know,
who
things
are
can
they?
change.
They're
But
not Merlin Loke, but there
I
are.
don't think so. No, they don't seem like it at all.
It's
Well,
either-
Merlinloke don't have Arakaka and orcs on
Yeah.
deck,
right, so
and they were wearing
Yeah.
blue, both of them.
it's either some mercenary group, or I doubt it's a pirate group, as again, they don't usually fly flags right away, or they would have switched and just attacked by now. So
Honestly, it's worth parlaying with them.
is it? We don't need any goods if they're not dangerous. Then we can just sail by them. We don't have to trade anything, and then we move on. Like we
But
don't need
we need
anything.
to make friends with the people who aren't pirates on the sea.
No.
What?
Just to give a
Why?
chance on this, because I don't want to seem like I'm railroading at all. Zed.
Mm-hmm.
I realize saying that kind of makes it feel a little railroady, so I apologize. Zed. Roll me a perception check.
Also, it depends on whether we can outrun them at all. Like, what's the wind like? Whether we're faster than them. Otherwise, then we should meet them if we can outrun them.
Chances are good. You guys have just a naturally faster ship than most brigantines.
It was a
Right.
10.
10. Okay. All right. Just blips.
I
Black dots.
It's
would like to. I would love to
we
know
trust your
whether
advice.
the person in Orc and Eric Cochra who knows about. Well, we all know about the Ashman here, but I would love to know why
Okay.
we're on a ship together. It's an unusual,
Okay.
like ours.
Then-
All right.
Send me and Nala over.
Nala doesn't want to go,
Nala doesn't want to go.
and I don't think you're a good idea. No offense, Captain. I think you and Riara should go,
Yeah, we can do it.
or both of you.
Well, I think it's better if we go together. If we're gonna go, and I accept the advice of the of Car, our friend.
Next time I remember that I'm not supposed to be talking to the other Merlin Loke. All right. Well, let me know how it goes, I guess.
Zed, are you okay with that? I mean, I'm fine to go over.
Yeah, I told you
Are
you
you
should
okay
go.
with
I
us,
just-
with you
I
and
need to
I
remember.
going over?
I just need, in the future, I just remember who I am in both senses.
Yeah, okay. But just remember that there's a narrative. You don't let other people define it.
That's
You define it.
that's why I came back and snapped out of it. But anyway, yeah,
I'm glad
go
you
talk
did.
to them. Just do me a favor until you get to know them better. realize that the Aarakocra that you might meet is old, and my people are integral to the society, but at the bottom. And do not try and raise me in his eyes, because it's not going to go well for you.
I don't, necessarily blame people for their ignorant views, but it's
Don't
just for views, right? I won't. I don't. Whatever. You know?
Yeah.
I'll just start walking away.
All right.
Nala's gonna wait for Carr to get us a big enough distance away, and kind of like goes up to Riaris, and kind of like goes to like kind of like grab your arm, and your shirt immediately catches fire. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm gonna be counting to 300 in your direction. Every number is a message, so you just give the word. And you see like her other hand, like you see just a flame kind of like come out, and just reflects like wildly in her eyes.
So
I will say back to Nala.
it's a delayed
Primordial,
fireball.
She's casting message every
I
second.
know,
I definitely figured that. Yeah. Send it to Nala. In Primordial, I'll just kind of turn to her and say, Give us 360.
Fine.
And then give her a nod. You also don't need to say it in my head. It's like, give me like every 60 or something.
I'm going to give you every word so that you could respond the exact moment you need to.
I appreciate you thinking of that. Okay, that's fine.
You hear 1.
Well, Yoon, we're on the clock.
And I will go back up to my perch and just start watching them.
Okay, timing. Zed. Zed, we work on kind of a bit of a democracy system, but I know it's I still want to follow your orders because there's a certain way on the ship, and I think it's important to do, and I think it's important for who we are and what we're gonna do. So I need you to let us go. But I want your order. I don't want to do it just without your say so, Captain.
So we're gonna send somebody who is not the captain to speak to their captain. How is that gonna make them feel?
It's gonna make them feel fine. We're on a clock. We're flying. We're not putting the ship over there. And also, like, I'm just worried that Nala's gonna explode. So, I agree. But flying.
And I also read in the book that the first mate can act for the captain in situations when necessary. So.
Correct. Envoy. We're sending an envoy.
Right.
Yeah. If things go south, Kobomu and I are going.
Roger that. All right, let's go.
Fair enough.
And I take off.
Cool. You guys take off. You see there's a moment when one of the ballistas seems to kind of follow your direction and then is told to stand down. And as you get closer to the ship, you see it is a sort of weathered ship. Well traveled, I guess would be the best way to put it. And you see that there is at first a circle of people that start to kind of like surround a certain area, and then you see this blue figure kind of start to shoo some of them away, giving room for you all to land and making sure. So the circle becomes a half circle instead, to make you feel, assumedly, to make you feel less surrounded. As you step down, you see a couple of figures immediately. You see, obviously, the captain that was, the figure that surprises the captain, who will introduce himself in a second. You see the Aarakocra figure. Yoon, you also see a figure that is holding what looks to be some sort of manifest or whatever that is a hobgoblin. You also notice you notice an orcish figure. And I'll say for anything else, I'll say Riarshan, you can give me a perception check.
Solid 10.
Nice.
11.
Had to beat me.
11? Okay.
11, yeah.
Cool. You got it. So those are the figures you see. As you see this figure that seems to kind of like immediately kind of seems to carry themselves as the captain. Kind of takes a step forward. Afternoon. My name is Edwin Sablehop. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
My name is Yoon. I'm the pilot of the Wreckless, and this is Riaz, the first mate.
Shake my hand.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Storm's Cradle. I apologize if there was any concern. Of course, there was some on some of our end, but I assume that our navigator has explained to you that we were interested in possible trade.
Yeah, we have. This is a maiden voyage, and it's a bit of an unconventional ship. So the flag issue. We have one of our crewmates is working on it currently, but it's just we don't have a flag yet. Yeah. I'm not sure what we'd have to trade, but I suppose we would be open to looking. I think we might also. We would be willing to trade in information as well.
That we do have in spades, I assure you. It has been quite some time since we've had other faces than our own, so I would say that even the pleasure of company would be much appreciated. Please, I would love to have you all stay for dinner, if that is possible.
I think we'll have to check with.
It's possible, for sure. But the way we run our ship is we want to make sure we make decisions unilaterally. So,
Understood. Well,
I'm sorry, Edwin, and to interrupt you, Yoon. I'm kind of new to these waters. Where I haven't heard of the Storm's Cradle. What port do you come out of? I'm kind of learning these things now as I go, admittedly.
Well, our ship has gone from place to place. To be honest with you, and you see in a very not to Riaris, but to Yoon, a very unprecedented moment. You see the figure that called himself T-Wall steps forward and interrupts the captain to say, "That is knowledge that would be best discussed in private. But I can assure you, we come from a very distant land and have quite the story."
Well, I'm fascinated to learn. If you don't mind, I think we just need to check in with our crew. I could do it right here.
I assumed
Captain?
that we were talking to the captain.
As we have an unconventional ship, we have an unconventional crew. We try to act somewhat democratically. We're new, so we'll see if it works out. Perhaps we'll sink in the first week, but we do like to check with each other and also some of our crew members may have a temper, and if we don't check in, they might worry.
At the term temper, you see a small figure kind of like loom through the legs of some of the or not through the legs, but like through like the kind of like the waist side, so you can just kind of see like kind of peering through a figure that is a gnome. You see very like bright kind of red auburnish hair, but seems to be kind of like eyeing in a moment of like she was probably working on the ship and doing something, but you said a word, like you said things that made her kind of like have to look and peek.
To one of Nala's messages, I will just respond, "We're good. They want us for dinner." And then, well, I don't know. Yeah, I'll just leave it there because it ends.
Who do we have here? It's okay. That's quite a stare. Anyway, okay.
Oh, that's why.
It speaks to Joe's ability that I really had no idea whether he was death staring me or fully frozen.
I was
super strange on my end as well. So you see the hobgoblin kind of like turns to look in this figure's direction and says, Vera, go below deck. And as you see this small gnome figure peek through, look around, and then give kind of a sly smile and back out below deck, we're going to end tonight's session. We'll see you guys next week.